real quick, you know. All right, we back, man. Section 2 of last night. We gonna go. Little sweet tea. Let's see what we got going on now. Mm-hmm. Wow. Kids say the darndest things. Sheesh. All right, so what I'm gonna do? Bye, y'all. We're gonna pop this in. All right, trying to make sure. I don't wanna play no games. Me do a couple of things. I'm gonna hit this topic up, man. I ain't trying to slow it down. I'm gonna keep this flow going. I'm gonna keep this flow going and keep the show going, you know? Keep the show going, keep the flow going. But I gotta get me something to snack on for a couple of seconds. I need some water. Some 40 water. Make it rain in that bed. That bed. Don't worry about all that noise back there. Don't worry about it. It's called getting a snack. Don't worry about all that. I'll turn the AC on in a minute. So with this topic, man, right here, man, are you down to start a new culture, right? You know, something that let us unite, man. Or have you overcome, right? A lot of people bitter and stuff. You know, people feel like it's best to separate, right? But what is the reasons behind it, right? Because I'll be hearing a lot of the silliest reasons while we separating, right? But it's like they're not looking at the bigger picture. The same thing we separating from is within our own little circle sometimes too. And it's like, if you got that type of mentality, you need to separate from your own friends, your own families. You got to separate from maybe your own mother. You know what I'm saying? So like we be trying to make it seem like it's an outward appearance or something like that that causes us to be a different way and all that stuff. It has nothing to do with the outward appearance, you know. So us separating off of external things, right, instead of internal things, you know, that's where we kind of become this thing, what they call it, ignorant at, or, you know, just saying the lack of not knowing, because like you can't tell on the outside how a person is, man. Because a lot of people have internal problems and issues and stuff, and a lot of times it's everybody be projecting on one another about how they feel and all that stuff. But then again, you actually match energies with the same type of person you already is, anyways. People be saying what they are, call themselves, I'm this type of person, I'm a good person, I'm positive, and all this stuff, right? But then on the other end, you respond in a negative type way. So like that makes no sense. Like you just contradict yourself. Like really that next action, right? You can speak all how you want, but your actions is a whole nother thing. So like I said, we're gonna realize that the bigger picture, and that's the whole point of me talking about this race and ethnic background blood, right? You know what I'm saying? Or it ain't even the blood. People just go off the appearance, right? That's why I talk about this to show a lot of this stuff really just don't matter, and people try to make it matter, right? I mean, I understand it matters in certain situations, but if it's towards people that it matter, that's already the wrong people already. So by you following the masses and making it matter because it mattered to somebody else, it don't make you no bigger or different from the next person. You know what I'm saying? So you tell somebody don't be this way because of that and all that, but then you do the exact same thing, feeling like you justifying the situation or trying to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to prove nothing. Fighting fire with fire never really get nothing anyways. So it's like you only affecting yourself in the process and stressing yourself out, you know. So it's like people don't really realize that. And the reason why I say this, the why the topic is like that, because everybody be trying to, they claim or they identify themselves as something, right? And then they try to live up to something that they really don't know what they really living up to, right? They stand this little thing, this term now. That's another thing I'm getting, this loyalty thing, right? This loyalty thing is damaging too at the same time because we be loyal to the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? We loyal to stuff that's not even gonna help us progress in anything. We be like, we got to realize that it's a time and place in this it's situations where you got to change. You got to be different from whoever you so called want to be loyal to. Right? Loyalty is not gonna save nobody. It especially ain't gonna save yourself. Right? So it's like you got to realize what is you loyal to and why. You know what I'm saying? Because loyalty is not a positive thing all the time too. You know what I'm saying? It sound good and all that stuff, but people could be a loyal, addict or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we got to realize how we talking, man. It's so much stuff that we push out and say, and we just don't realize we're not aware of it, and we keep following. Like, and that's what makes it different between the follower and the leader. And a lot of people be claiming that they're leaders or claiming that they're, all this stuff. But then again, you don't even know how to lead your own life. You know what I'm saying? You follow stuff blindly, and I can understand. It's just it's just take time within yourself to figure yourself out, anyways. And everybody is trying to figure themselves out. They got their own different route. You know what I'm saying? And then we try to figure ourselves through other people and other validations of others and stuff. But I think as we get older, bro, we got to figure out how to validate ourselves, right? And figure out what works and fits in our life. Because, like, just because it's successful in somebody else's life or works well with them, that don't mean it's going to go the exact same way for you. The heck? So we got to stop comparing our life in that type of way and thinking it. So we got to do what's best fit us. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see a second. All right, man, I'm back. Give me some water or something. But back to the topic, man. Like I said, it's a bigger picture, man. It is a bigger picture, man. And that's what it is. Like, most of the time, we living off external all the time, like external point of views and stuff, and looking at stuff from the outside. Sure, that's even how we try to. That's even how we try to get along with our friends or our relationships and stuff. We look at the external things and stuff. You know, uh, we sit here, we look at, that's even how we got to get a relationship. People gotta, like, how people gotta sexualize themselves and all this stuff. Looking. All right, all right. So we gotta look at. That's how we do it. And that's what I'm saying. We got to, even like that, at the end of the day, the real problem is an internal problem, right? And then we ain't gonna be able to notice it until we fix our own internal problems. So if we don't do that, we're gonna be continually blind. Then we keep trying to find something to quickly, validate the way we feel, right? And that's why they be having that one saying, take one to know one and stuff or whatever. Because you just, like, most of the time we be, oh, you racist or you something like that. But then again, you probably the exact same way. A lot of times you projecting yourself or how you feel on them. And you just assume that, okay, if I was to treat somebody this way, I'd probably be, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it'd be crazy. That's why I be saying we be like hypocrites on so many different situations and stuff. We be wanting to, say one person can do it this way, and if they, if I do it this way, you shouldn't do it this way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, wrong is wrong at the end of the day. So it's like, if you can't picture yourself doing it, that's why I said people be lacking putting yourself in other people's shoes and stuff. That's all it is, man. You got to put yourself. That's how you understand another person, man. You look at it at, hey, you know what if I thought about this way? Or maybe they didn't mean it like that. Because I know I'm going to come with that excuse. I didn't mean it like that, right? So why you can't do that with the next person, right? You got to assume and automatically justify you meant it. You meant it, but when it comes to you, I didn't mean it. Like, dog, people is horrible, bro. And that's why I be saying people only care about themselves and stuff. That's all people do. And there we go. This thing be tripping, boy. So let me get this background back going. That background back going. All right, let's go. Boom. And we good. And we Gucci. There we go. This thing trip. I don't know why this internet be acting like that. Ain't then. BK, bro, what's the deal, man? I found it funny. I was like, man, that y'all happen to be in a live where I was already, what the heck? Y'all happen to be in a live that I was basically talking about this, and I said I was doing section 2 today, right? I was just talking about this last night, which I talk about every other weekend about the race and ethnicity and stuff. It's like, man, I was just laughing. I just kind of left, though, because I'm like, man, we be arguing about the weirdest stuff, man. We never unite if it be the simplest things. We be saying the obvious. Oh, of course. It's different. You different and I'm different. And you know what I'm saying? Like, why do we do that? Like, duh. And that's the whole point of me doing is to show this stuff really don't matter. We got to look at similarities, man. I don't get why we got to keep looking at differences and think we going to get along that type of way. Chuck is just weird, man. It's weird to me, man. Chuck is... ah, man. That's why I was like, I ain't about to, because like my thing is, if people got that mentality as in separation, I'm not with it anyways, not that separation thing. And then when I be hearing all the silliest reasons why we should separate, I don't be caring. Because I look at it this way, right? Any person that be trying to be so deep into that, they still holding on to something and they just not admitting that they holding on to something. A lot of people are just mad at a situation that they didn't even personally experience, right? It was just because what we got told and taught, it just don't sound like it's fair, right? But we take it out on every last other person, right? Because we got taught that way. And that's why I say it take your own mentality to realize that everybody is not like what we think they is, man. And then these same problems, which I was mentioning earlier, these same problems can go within stuff that's under your own nose. You know what I'm saying? But we be thinking that, and that's what I was mentioning also earlier, is that we look at exterior things and it's an internal problem within a lot of us, right? A lot of us be projecting ourselves on different situations because we don't even get ourselves fixed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it be so funny to me. It don't be funny to me, and we continue these silly wars and this little stuff. And I was mentioning this other live earlier that I was in. You know, we talk about connecting and all this stuff, but then all it takes is a couple things or a disagreement, and then next minute we on two different pages or we on something else. Now we don't like each other because you don't think like me. What type of stuff is that, right? At the end of the day, you know, chill down, calm your feelings. Of course, people get in their feelings because they're passionate about what they talk about, right? But calm down and go back to the bigger picture of why we are connecting or why we're trying to connect with one another. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff, and that's why I've been, you know, throughout this times of being on here, I realized some of this stuff don't be worth fighting for, and some of it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you got to pick and choose your battle. If it ain't progressing, and you find yourself keep going back and forth with a person to make something happen, you got to drop it from there, because you're slowing yourself down in the process, because it's people that actually want to listen to you, right? It's people that actually want to go on the same mission without any pushbacks and all this stuff. I also mentioned in this other live, like, though, you gotta let the pushback people beat them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? If you solid in what you believe in, and you know, sometimes, you know, you got to listen to some other pushbacks, right? Because sometimes it's another point of view of what you didn't think. But then again, if it's like a negative pushback to where it sounds like an excuse, and I don't be dealing with them excuses and stuff, I'm not about to take that in, man. I can't, because we got to go forward. You can't go forward with excuses. You can't. That never has worked, right? But what if? What, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, it's either we gonna do or not. You know what I'm saying? I understand being safe, right? But then again, you got to pick and choose the situation. If it seems like it's a best fit, and if your way never worked, right? Like, people be coming with ways that be making it seem like that they've been doing it all themselves and it still don't work with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, show me an example. And then when they talk about them example, it still sounds like you can hear the stress, the insecuritiness. I don't know if that's a word, that you can hear all that stuff in their voice. And it's like, it's obvious. Why would I try to follow somebody that sounds like they still got hatred towards other people or hatred towards themselves and all that stuff? Why would I try to follow some situations like that? It don't make sense. So why would I take your advice? You doing a good job at expressing why this should work. You know what I'm saying? Some people get caught up on propaganda and don't even know exactly. And that's what it be, man. That's why I said people be blindly following things. But I understand the process. I understand the reasons, right? That why people, because everybody's just trying to find themselves, or they're trying to find the truth. They trying to, you know what I'm saying? But it gets to a point in life where you got to grow from what don't feel right. Just like, okay, we're going to get back to the culture stuff. Like, people be saying, like, you think, okay, that's why I said that what make your culture better than any other culture? Because everybody that has their culture think they have the best one. But I feel like every culture has some type of flaw in it. Ain't no culture was perfect. It's just stuff that people was following, right, to fit what's best of what can make happen in their life, or what, you know what I'm saying? But it's obvious that, you know, it's stuff that's going to go south, and everybody's not going to follow stuff to a T. That's the reason why I put the second part is like, would you like to start a new one? Of course I will. I want a culture where we can stop doing this separation, or maybe a positive culture, somebody that's trying to grow culture. You know, this stop let's making excuses type culture. You know, stuff like that. We could come up with something, but people so stubborn, angry, and all this stuff. And they like, no, I'm not getting with it. We're not connecting. When you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? We gotta watch ourselves and all that stuff. You gotta watch yourself from yourself anyways. You gotta watch yourself from your own family. So, like I said, what is the bigger picture? You gotta take time and think on that. Like, dog, okay, it ain't the color of the skin. It's not the culture or the tradition. It gotta be something deeper within, right? It gotta be. Because it's not like a lot of that stuff you can't just spot with the naked eye and be like this. Oh, I could tell this type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do understand it's a defense mechanism that we got and the stuff we got taught, these stereotypes and all that stuff. I do understand that, though. But then again, sometimes we got to take a breather and listen to a person. You know what I'm saying? But you could pick and choose with that situation because a lot of people's actions just show off rip and the way they talk and all that stuff. So, like I said, it is like we can't be patient. Be patient and, you know, and it depends on it's a toleration bar, who you feel like might be worth it, who's really trying to get help, you know what I'm saying, rather than a person that's always just living their whole life like, I don't know, it ain't work for me or something like that. They just come with something but never give a better solution. Let people, I don't like that stuff. This is new thing. Let people be them. Let them. At the end of the day, that's what people been doing. So it's obvious that's not working. So tell me something new, right? Some people don't want to get helped, or some people, all this little stuff, right? You saying that though, but what the heck is working? You know what I'm saying? But then again, some people let them be them. They still be stressing, right? They still be miserable and all that stuff. So it's obvious that that's not working for them, right? But then again, like I said, I can understand from this way. Like if you say you just don't want no help, just say that. Stop making excuses of, oh man, I don't think no. I feel like all of us need some type of help in some type of way. All of us need one another. We do. You know what I'm saying? It's something we gotta learn from each other or something. You know, one of them. You know, we can help each other out. I would say we don't have to rely on one another. We don't have to do that because it's like we do got to figure out stuff on our own and stuff. We got to be able to, let go of our hand and figure this and do it for ourselves and stuff. But I'm just saying, like, we can use one another to better one another in some type of form or way. You know what I'm saying? So people be coming with all this stuff, right? And that's why I'm always going to be against situations. That's the only thing that kind of triggered me on this app, when people trying to find different ways to segregate and separate. I don't like that stuff. That's why I know y'all be saying when I be like I said, I understand this. Let's keep all the blacks together and work at home first. I do understand that, right? But then again, like I said, that's why I changed my wording. I changed my intentions, right? Because I realize it's bigger than just that, right? Because it's like, I understand we got problems, but we got to realize everybody have problems. Just because we be trying to, make comparisons. Well, their problem's not as big as our problems. You just don't see what's going through and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, we need help from everybody. Flat out. You know what I'm saying? We keep trying to say what an op is and all that stuff, but how would you know what an op is? You keep going off physical appearances, right? Or because of people's religions is different, like, dog, you can get help in any type of way. Our opposition is within our own self sometimes. That's all I'm saying. You an op to yourself. When we talk about ops, like, we can change, we can fail our own self sometimes. We can disappoint ourselves and get mad at ourselves, though. But of course, we don't want to address ourselves first, because we rather point the finger on every other situation. That it's just wild, though. Like, we got to literally look at the bigger picture. And it's the whole point of me talking about this every other Saturday about this race and ethnic background stuff, because we be fighting over the dumbest stuff. Since I was young, when I was born. I'm 30-something years old now. I keep hearing the same dumb stuff. This stuff is dumb to me now. Because it's like, dog, you say a person can do this, say this, but then, we can say this and do this, but then when somebody do this to us, then we want to go upward on every situation, which is making no sense. It's like you making your own self mad. You a hypocrite in your own situations. How you gonna tell somebody that they can't do what you do to them? Right? It's like either it's right or wrong. That's all it is. They didn't go through what I went through and all this stuff. That's crazy, bro. Grow up. We got to grow up. You know what I'm saying? This tit for tat stuff ain't going to help us get nowhere, because they did it and I got to do it and all that stuff. It's not going to get us anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when the freak somebody going to be the bigger person? All these people that keep claiming that they leaders and they know what they doing in their life, you showing a good job at that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, People just be funny, and they swear they standing 10 toes on what they believe in and all this stuff or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, I'm so open on situations that I know that even stuff I believe in, right, can be debunked at any moment. It's just like that, because life itself is a mystery, and that's what I try to tell people. So what everybody think that they solid in they belief in, and this is the true and all that stuff, you can get proven wrong any day. And that's what I'm open to. But I'm saying sometimes you got to have your ego light enough to be open enough that this can happen, because we don't know everything. And we know that stuff can be tampered with. I will hope that. You can't be naive to every situation because it make your feelings feel good. Oh, this had to happen. This had to be the truth because of this stuff. You know, I went through this. This got to be true. You know what I'm saying? We got to really think that anything can get tampered with. That's how they play with us nowadays, right? Through our emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get into our emotions because it feel good and right to us. But we be blinded to what's really going on to us. That's why they be showing stuff on TV, social medias, and all this stuff, because they pick and choose what they want us to see, right? And then we get back in our feelings and we fall for it again. I can't believe this happened to this person. Why is they be? You know what I'm saying? We be getting trapped. We get trapped and manipulated into situations, not even seeing it. You know, that's why I be trying my best not to watch the news so much. I be trying not to, because I feel like whatever gonna happen at the end of the day. We ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it most of the time. So all we doing is crying and doing all this stuff for nothing. That's why I say we got to work on what we doing right now. Work on what we can fix at the moment, what we can control, instead of crying about the stuff we can't control. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that we shouldn't fight for what we feel is right or, you know, all this stuff. But then again, don't lose your whole character and your whole life and your whole progressions and things you've been doing, worrying about stuff you can't control for real. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard, like I said, I never heard somebody complain themselves into fixing something. No, sometimes we just got to do. We just got to. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, all these excuses and all this hypocrites type stuff and contradicting type stuff, we'll never get anywhere. That's why people be so confused. Like, hold up, you doing it, but I can't do it. That's why they confused. You don't see where the confusion is at. Like, this junk be so crazy. Don't preach on something that you're not trying to do within yourself. That junk is just crazy. It's funny to me. People, like I said, we be fighting, and we gotta really that's what I've been learning especially these past couple of months. It's like I got to stop stressing myself over situations where they not even trying to help themselves. I gotta realize that it's people that's on here that's gonna keep making excuses to the day they unalive, right? But it is what it is. That's the type of life they want to live. But if I'm on a growth path, I'm not gonna try to keep on, you know, get on their level, lower my level, because I know I'm growing and they want to stay where they at. I'm not about to lower my level to try to help them out if they're not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. That's too much. At the end of the day, choose your route. If you feel like that's what it works, then do that. But why come in a spot that's trying to help us progress in life, right? To talk down on it and admit, no, that's not going to work. There's, you know what I'm saying? Say yo don't want to work self back somewhere else. You got many other lives to go to. You got many other people you can encounter with. You got your own family you got to worry about and all that stuff, right? So it's like, no, what is up? Like, are you this angry or this depressed in life that you just got to find something or try to debunk a solution or resolution in somebody else's life and stuff? I just never understood that. People just be so angry, bro. Like, bro, if you want to be angry to the day, till you in your grave, that's how you want to live your life, then be that. You know, I choose a path that I want to live at peace. And that's why I feel like that was the best thing I can do. You know what I'm saying? That's the best route. And I feel like that's my importance, because it's like when we in this chaotic type world, that's like the biggest gem right now is to be at peace. That's like the golden thing. You know what I'm saying? This is literally a chaotic type world, man. But then again, I also tell people that this world is only as tough as we make it, man. Because we control our mentality of how we want to look at things. We control our emotions of how we want to handle that situation too. Like that, we got full control of all that. That's the stuff we can control. How we look at this world. You know what I'm saying? So it's just people be making things bigger than what it should be, man, because we get our little feelings hurt. That's what it is. And that's why I be saying it like that, too. People be get that, my feelings are not little and all this stuff. Like, bro, no, you just making it bigger than it is. Feelings are only meant to last for only so long. If you had a bad day or you was mad at that moment, It wasn't because you had a mad day or a bad, you know what I'm saying, or a bad day. You just choose to prolong it and keep it going. That's your fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to let that moment ruin my whole entire day. I'm gonna look at stuff from a different, because what have I ever got out of just sitting there like thinking about this all day? Like, man, I can't believe this person said this, and I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm just gonna wake up, and it's not like it's just gonna make a power happen and make them come to you the next day like, you know what, I was wrong. I can't be like, no, why we holding our breath on situations that we can't control? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this stuff is not worth it. Ivy, stop watching me out here. You supposed to be down there while they're doing something. Don't be watching me, man. It's like, no, what's the deal? That's my sister. Y'all follow her if y'all want to follow her, man. You know what I'm saying? Just in case I lose my page, I'm going to go ahead and go on her page and preach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm still on her page. But yeah. But my thing is, like I said, man, this junk be wild, bro. This junk be wild. It be sad, man. I just be hearing what people be talking about on here, and I'm like, bro, a lot of the stuff from what I hear is just, it's a lot of hurt that's just getting projected. That's all it is. That's what I be hearing. And it's like, bro, no matter how much you project your hurt or whatever on yourself, but you got to look at the end goal of it. Okay, I expressed myself. I told how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But am I, is this helping me move along in life? Is it? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Or is it keeping me still? And I just want somebody to validate my feelings of how I feel right now so they can be like, yeah, you all right. You'll be okay or something like that. So what I'm going to do after that, you'll be all right, you'll be okay moment, right? What I'm going to do after that? What I'm going to do to grow from that so this next person don't do the same thing to me again, so I don't have to sit here and wait on a pat on the back and somebody to rub my head again. What I'm going to do about that? Because at the end of the day, if somebody got access to your feelings that easy, right? You literally have to figure out or do some internal work for yourself, because that's you coming with this mentality thinking that somebody's not going to treat you the same exact way for you to react the same exact way. That means somebody literally has control of your emotions. That's why I be preaching so much on controlling your emotions, right? And that's why even when sometimes maybe I lose it one day, right? I might lose it or something like that. But then again, I can't let a boss that talk down on me or somebody that disrespect me or something control my whole entire life. I let that moment happen. I express myself and I let it go and I keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all of us just projecting on one another. My boss, it could be family, it could be friends, whatever. Because everybody got their days of how they feel. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to let that ruin my whole entire life because of how somebody else feel about me. My thing is, if you want to stay mad at me or, I've been losing friends on this TikTok every now and then I gain friends. That's just how it is. Everybody don't like accountability. Everybody don't like getting told, don't like constructive criticism, because everybody got this mentality that I know, this is me, you know what I'm saying? And you can't tell me and all this stuff. Like, all of us can get checked. Every last one of us in the age ain't got nothing to do with it. That's just how it is. Age don't got nothing to do with it. Your religion, none of that has nothing to do with it. All of us is literally the same. But we come with this mentality that we think we above everybody and we think we the innocent ones. When we come to us making mistakes, we got an excuse behind it, but we don't want to hear nobody else's excuses when they do something to us. You know better. You should, you know what I'm saying? You know what you doing and all that stuff. But then again, you know better. What the heck? How can you say the same thing? You're going to spew the same thing that you do yourself. And that's what I'm saying. Like, how you can't forgive somebody else, but you want somebody to forgive you? This junk is just so funny to me. It's junk really funny to me, man. Like I said, I just be looking at this junk. Like, that's why I go on different lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm gonna start doing though. I'm gonna show my face in a lot of lies, man, just to because I gotta let this be known. Because like a lot of stuff, we just be fighting for nothing, man. And there's bigger problems we need to find. We keep trapped in this little rabbit hole and this tunnels and stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to get to. But I'm just saying, like, we get trapped in this stuff because, like I said, most of the time it's get to our feelings. If it make our feelings feel good, we feel like, oh, this need to get justified. We get stuck and trapped in this situation, and we do not look at the bigger picture while other stuff is happening around us that's worse than what these little news be happening. Like, when I be talking about Kiki Palmer and all this stuff. Oh, and Usher, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I fell into it a little bit though, but it show you a bunch of different mentalities and stuff. But it's like, why prolong it? At the end of the day, a person gonna be them. They gonna do what they gonna do. It is what it is. Of course, I probably don't want no woman like that, something like that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. People gonna justify for things. Some people won't. You know what I'm saying? Some people take up for the wrong. Some people, reject the bad, reject the good. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. At the end of the day, we got to start connecting with who we're going to connect with. You know what I'm saying? If the trauma bonding people want to stay with each other, let them stay with each other, because obviously they don't want no help. If somebody want help bad enough and want to get out this situation, they're going to look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the biggest thing is we got to put, and that's the biggest problem that's in this world right now, is this ego that get in our way, man. Well, especially if we turn, once we turn older, right, or we turn 18, right, especially with that, maybe before that, once we get that, it's like, that's when the ego tighten up like crazy, like, I'm an adult now. Who is you? You know what I'm saying? To forget what your own parents is and all that stuff, like, nah, I do what I want. I'm unteachable and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, if only 18 did really work like that, and then that's the law that tell us that we grown. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is literally probably grown, probably at 60 years old when we start being a little bit mature. You know what I'm saying? But maturity goes at different ages and stuff. So it's like a lot of us just be little teenagers inside grown bodies. We getting old with a teenage mentality and stuff. Well, I don't like how they treat me, so I got it. Like, kids do the same thing. You hit me, I hit you back. Like, what's any different? You just got responsibilities now, or you have, some people got children on all that stuff, so they just feel like, nah, you can't tell me now. Who are you? You know, people be love saying that stuff, who are you stuff, right? You still thinking like that, then, boy, don't let me lose my breath today, boy. I need to get some water, though. Shoot. But it's the reason why I put this topic up here, man. Because it's, like I said, it's just something I've been aware of, and I refuse to be caught in this little, and like I said, I could thank God he gave me the mentality to not just follow everything. Oh, because they're mad at this, let me be mad at this too. That's just how, like, I had to realize, like, okay, why are these people mad? And why is, you know what I'm saying? I was always that why the why baby. Always ask why. And that's just how it is, man. Even with my own self, I gotta ask, why did I react to this? Why this? What can I do to prevent from doing this? Like, I was always like a resolution type kid or baby, or solution based type baby. That's just how I was. I always want to ask why, even though I had to shut up a few times because I wasn't grown enough, right, to speak. But they looked at it as, oh yeah, you making excuses, this and that. But I'm like, bro, this, like, a lot of stuff just didn't make sense to me, and I just want to know. But a lot of times, like I said, a lot of us just don't want to admit that when we don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? We want to be, our image to be as in we know it all, but a lot of us, we're not going to, that's why I was talking about earlier, that a lot of us just not honest with ourselves. We like lying, we hide our insecurities. Instead of dealing with our insecurities, we rather hide them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like all of us have something that we're insecure about no matter what. It's just owning up to it and try to fix it. If we can't fix it, we got to live with it or adapt with it. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's just how it is, man. That's literally how it is. All of us, like, we can't hide from the truth. That's just how it is. We can't hide from facts and stuff. We can't talk ourselves into saying, well, it's not really like that. I'm not really in a toxic situation or something like that. We be trying to mold our mind and thinking that, but at the end of the day, it's still going to face us no matter what. What does the topic say? So the topic is part 7. It's part 7 of what percentage of your race and ethnic background blood makes your race and ethnic background blood. And the reason why I said it that way, and it's part 7 of that. The reason why I said it that way, because people stand 10 toes on what their situation is and didn't really do like deep research of why they claiming what they claim and stuff. We go from outer appearance and stuff. And like I said, I believe by now a lot of us is mixed more than what we think it is. We just only go as far as, oh, well, my parents and this was that. And like, it's deeper than that. Then, some of us might only go 10. Might know my ancestors, but then your ancestors, you probably only went, 300 years back. You don't realize that life was here thousands of years ago, right? So what make you think that nobody mixed between that time? Like all that stuff, no matter how you want to look at it, it's still in your blood. It's still in your blood from the beginning of time. That's just how it is. So us with this trying to find some way to divide and think we claiming stuff or whatever. At the end of the day, we are all still human. We just living different type of ways. We got different religions. We got you know what I'm saying? But we all literally doing the same thing, but just in different forms. This thing what we think is like multiple gods, at the end of the day, it's probably one God. I mean, I believe it is only one. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody never told me the answer as in, that's why I tell people, like, if it was multiple, why they not fighting right now? You know what I'm saying? Nobody never think about that. Why this guy not fighting the other guy? Like, hey, get away from my people. I took him already. It's my turn. He's in my possession. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. If it was really like that, it's obvious it was one situation or it was the universe that made the universe, right? It had to be one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's obvious something got the superpower. Now, if it was two of them, why this world ain't shifting every second? No, I think I want Earth to be placed this way. No, I want Earth. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never think about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, like I said, I've always been that type to try to think outside the box on a lot of situations. And that's the reason why I chose more to be more open-minded on stuff. Because like I said, anything in our life can be debunked. The things we want to stand 10 toes on. Well, we don't even know how we even got here for real. All we know as far as our parents, but I think it's a bigger picture than just that. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know the reason why we're here. We think we be known, but we just know our passions. That's all it is. It's a passion. What we got a passion for. We really don't know our purpose for real. I always tell people that I think our purpose is when we leave Earth. That's our purpose. That's the time that we served. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's like, who's to tell that a baby that didn't get to make it on Earth, that lost their life at an early age, they didn't have a purpose? What type of life? What is that? You know what I'm saying? We think because people didn't live the way we wanted them to live, that they didn't have a purpose. I think all of us was here to impact one another or play some type of role as to why everything happens in life. You know, even like I said, creatures, bugs, anything with some type of life in it, water, all that, whatever you want to think about, air, earth, atmosphere, all this stuff is a purpose behind it. And just because we don't know the purpose, that don't mean it don't have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? We like, oh, man, it can't be no purpose. That's because you don't know if it do. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But, man, we got to think outside the box on certain situations, man. We got to, man. We be trapping our own self, man. That's why I'm so big on that sign stuff. I'm trying to get people to grow out of that. I mean, I tell people believe what they believe in, but like, I feel like that sign stuff, right? It's just the way it's been getting used. Is like, bro, you trapping yourself and you telling yourself that you're only this type of character because they told you you that type of character. I was always that type that nobody not about to tell me what I am, right? Or I'm gonna try to be different from what they, oh, you a negative head person or something like that. And I'm gonna try to prove them wrong. That's how I use my ego, right? Oh, you gonna suck at that. No, but we want to use our ego on all the wrong stuff or whatever. We want to use it on, oh, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna get back. But that's what they wanted you to do anyways, right? People want you to stoop to their level. You just work for them. You know what I'm saying? They wanted you to get mad, and that's what you did. So, hey, look, you listen to what Master said. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what you're doing, right? It's one creator definitely, and different nations just give it different. Exactly. And I agree with you again let's see what number we on. We're probably on number 7 or 8 by now, right? I most definitely agree with you on that, though. And I think it's just different names, right? Exactly. That's how I look at it. Even you want to call him Muhammad or the Buddha or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, our creator gave us all this mentality. And I think that all these, whatever religion, whatever is meant to keep us in check, because it's obvious if we was to live free, which that's what a little thing I had, I started looking at, I was listening to somebody I was talking to that had this free type mentality. Just embrace your emotions. And then, this ain't nothing wrong with this and all that stuff. And I'm like, that just don't sound right. I think that's the problem, that everybody just embrace or work off impulse because they feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Just because you feel a way, that don't mean you have to react to it. I ain't mad, so I got to punch something. Like, imagine, I think that's what make a difference between us being adults And kids literally dang near react to everything they feel. Oh, you made me mad or something like, or I got to, you know what I'm saying? That's what kids do. You know what I'm saying? So what is the difference between a kid and an adult if you still doing the exact same thing? That's what made me realize what maturity is. And then you got, okay, and I don't want to make this a woman and man thing, but then again, they make it seem like that woman is allowed to be kids too. Well, they have feelings and they need to be validated and you got to express them, right? That's no different from a kid. So what you trying to say that they are kids too? No. If we're an adult, it's still our job to control our emotions. Or at least regulate them. If that word sounds better to anybody else, at least regulate them. Because we can't react off of every time we feel a certain way. Well, it's natural. Of course, it's natural for me to get mad, but that don't mean I got to sock you in your jaw. You know what I'm saying? It's natural for all types of emotions and feelings. But that don't mean I have to react to them. That's why you control them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, stop making these excuses. Well, I am more emotional or I am more, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing. That means you need to be more of putting yourself in check. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't want somebody to react off their emotions on you, then, like I said, they never put their shoe in, they put in other people's shoes. If you don't want them to react off their emotions on you, then it ain't valid at that time, then that mean it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But people only care about themselves. You not looking at you, the mirror, question, use your spirit. I don't know, whatever. But, I mean, it's just me right now getting fed up a little bit on certain situations. Because I've been, like I said, I just was cruising around different lives and stuff and seeing different stuff. And like, I'll be like, bro, people is more angry than I thought, man. And that's all we doing is expressing our anger towards one another. We be saying that we want to be positive and I just want the best for our people. I'm just passionate and all this stuff. But then again, you show that same exact energy when somebody make you mad, right? You looking like just like a little kid the same way. Well, I don't like, and I need you to make sure you apologize to me and all this. You just weird stuff, bro. I mean, I feel that. Like I said, but we gotta understand one another. That's what it is. It ain't always about our feelings all the time. Nobody's entitled or is, you know, of course you might expect it, but nobody entitled to making you feel good, man. You said, I love y'all. Thanks, man. But nobody is. You know, they don't have to do because you want them to do it, because your little feelings got hurt. They don't have to do that. That's just, it don't work like that. We got to wake up on that. We got to. Like, because like, that's like somebody telling you to force you to do something. That's why I say you can always tell when something is right or wrong is when you put yourself in that situation, which people refuse to do. That's all I'm saying. Whew. Okay, that was just a little bit of water right there to get back there. Gotta get rehydrated again. Let me see something real quick. But guess where everybody at now? Hey, look. The heck? This junk is crazy, bro. People don't like getting checked, man. Hey, guess what? I didn't like getting checked either, though. But I realized the only way I can do better in life was checking myself, and be able to be open to get checked. That too. You know what I'm saying? We be feeling like nobody. Who are you? That who are you type stuff. We be feeling that way. But at the end of the day, a lot of us trying to help one another. We got to realize even if we feel like somebody being snakish towards us or something, it's a reason behind it. We got to figure that reason behind it. If somebody telling me 100 times or how I got this type of problem going on, if you got an attitude, I don't like the way you're snapping, I got to look within myself of why people saying it. If 100 people keep saying the same exact thing, you know what I'm saying? And then realize you got to figure out if they either projecting or they saying it for a reason. You just got to think about the reason. And that's how you get your mind at ease. The heck is everybody at, man? They see that word culture up there. They like, I ain't trying to do that tonight, man. Let me stay with what I stayed, man. That's what I feel was right. You know what I'm saying? I got to be loyal. I swear I'm about to make a topic about that loyalty word, man. We be all this stuff, man. This junk is so funny to me. And I'm learning more and more every day about certain stuff that we say and realizing the outcomes that come behind it and stuff. Because we come with this, we think loyalty means it's a good thing, and it's not always a good thing, man. You literally can be loyal to toxic stuff. You can be loyal to negative behaviors. You can be loyal to an addiction. You could be, I mean, it's anything, and loyalty is not a good thing all the time, man. Like I said, even happiness itself, man, it's not always a good thing. I think it's more of a joy. Joy is better than, but that too, because like, just because it's happiness or if you're loyal to it, that don't mean to make it right. Don't mean it's gonna help you progress in life. A lot of times it holds you back most of the time because we don't want to control. We don't figure a way to control, and it's like a lot of happiness is based off our wants in life. You know what I'm saying? Rather than the stuff we need. And we make it that, well, I need this. I need to smoke me a blunt. I need it. You know, we be needing all these things, right? But do we want to, like, basically we telling ourselves we got to spend money to feel better. Like, it's crazy. Like, and that's why I'm glad I'm so cheap or whatever we want to call it, right? Because I be looking at it like, dog, that's a waste of freaking money. Because I am so stressed and depressed and all this stuff, right? I gotta spend money for me to feel better, right? Rather than trying to find this stuff with it, because obviously it's an internal problem. And then I'm not about to sit here and cope what's going on. And that's what it is. We do a lot. We cope situations. We think because we had sex with a person, oh man, this gonna make me feel better for the rest of my life. No, it don't. You be mad in a couple seconds after you done with your couple seconds. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mean to try to owe no money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, dog, that's just how it is. That's just a moment. That's a quick moment, but find a way to make yourself try to be less stressed in life. That's just how it is. We be trying to cover up our little internal problems. We try to cover it up for a quick second, and it don't do nothing for us. You done spent $100 on something that gets so toe up for the night, but you still never got to the root of the problem. So you got to spend all this money, and if you're gonna spend some money, spend it on therapy or something like that, something that's gonna be long lasting. What the freak? But man, bro, it is so much stuff. It made me realize there's so much stuff they gotta get addressed on this, man. It's so much in life, so much stuff that's holding us back. I say that all these wants in our life is the main thing that's holding us back. My stomach. These wants, man, because we refuse to get what we need. Because what we need is boring. That's what it is. It's lame. You know what I'm saying? But it's only lame for the moment because you ain't built the mentality to realize to have fun and find happiness off the stuff you really need. Because needs is a needs for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays we make our wants needs too. Boy. I need this or something like that. But why do you need it? Ask yourself, why do you need it? Why do you need whatever you claim you need? What do it do? Is it long lasting? Do you gotta pay for it to require another person for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, man. That's all I can say. We need prayer, man. That's what we need. But you guess what? Guess what, man? Well, let me bet you, like, this how this is though. And this how the algorithm work. I start saying something about with some trending topics or say something like women this, women that, right? They, TikTok love that. That's when the room jump up to 300, right? You see how sad TikTok is, man? You see how sad that is, bro? Like, it's just sad. It's like, and it's should be toxic. It's just sad though. It's like, bro, stuff that's uplifting and all that stuff, it don't get pushed out as heavy enough. It's a drama type thing. But then again, like I said, it tells a lot about people's characters. You know what I'm saying? It tells a lot. It tells a lot about kids. Everybody is addicted to drama. You know what I'm saying? They're addicted to drama. They need to project. You know, it's just, you know, that's what it is. And I'm fully aware of that situation, man. I'm fully aware. I think the biggest my room ever got, right? When I got up to like 300 or 400, it always be something dealing with me saying something about man and women or something like that, right? They hear these words, man, women versus something like that, or traditional, or you know, let's manifest it and all this stuff. When they hear stuff like that, then that's when all of a sudden, hey, what you talking about here? What is I want to know? You know what I'm saying? Now they concerned, right? But it's just like, you hear words like accountability and, you know, oh, let's grow and all this stuff. Where everybody at? Crickets. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, like I said, it's a sad world. And that's why I tell people, like, let's add on to the chaos. You know what I'm saying? Add on to the chaos. But that's why I say I think the greatest gem in life is peace. People gonna realize that. Even if it take you being bored or not, you know what I'm saying, gotta have time to yourself, maybe you gotta meditate, something like that. It's nothing better than that when you got full control of that situation. When you got full control of how you can get your peace or get back to it, that's a gem right there. You know what I'm saying? That stuff, it's worth a lot. It's worth more than, you know what I'm saying, it's what they say is what's the word? It's I can't think of the word. What they say when you can't pay, when you can't pay for it or something. It's unpriceable. Whatever. I done forgot the word though. But yeah, man. But yeah, basically, like I said, back to the topic and stuff. The reason why I came with this first little section, like I said, it's like I said, this that claiming stuff, man. This I am this way, not realizing that we are called Black, YT, and all this stuff because it was this group of people that came up with that stuff. We identify ourselves with stuff that we don't even really know the deep background on the situation. That's why you can't go wrong with saying that I am human. You just can't go wrong with it. Label yourself like that. But then again, we got to find something, right, to separate ourselves or think or want to be. It's like, it's funny though, because it's like it's weird. It's like we contradict ourselves. Well, we want peace, we want equality and all this stuff. But then again, I want to separate at the same time, or I want to find some reason to show that you are different from me. What is the purpose? What? I don't get it. It's like, pick your struggle. Like, people be so confused, I swear. Like, it's either that you want to be the same as a person or not. But I think some people got this mentality that they just want to be greater or be better than the next person. That's what it is. They don't want to be the same nowadays. They claim they want to be the same, but they just want to be better. They want to have the power. You know, that's just what it is. But that don't make you no better than the person that already in power. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I be saying it don't matter about the color or none of that situation, because you could be that same exact person. You literally be that same person. They can look at you as any and evil, because people so addicted to their greed and power and all this stuff, right? Because everybody be thinking about themselves. Nobody nowadays, and everybody, a lot of people got the ability for all of us to help one another and save one, spread love, spread money, feed but people are not doing it because we got the people that just want to be power. And like I said, the power people or the selfish people, right? It has no color behind it. It really ain't, because like I said, anybody can be like that. Any freaking human. It's just flat out humans that got a selfish type mentality. That's just how it is. And then once we see that they doing it, then we want to say that. But then again, as soon as you get some money, right, I bet you be that same selfish way. You only think about yourself. That's just like almost in a lot of human nature, but it take a lot to grow out of that. Because of course I can understand we only live in our life for ourselves most of the time. But then again, we got to realize that it is something bigger than that. It's people. We come on here to literally help each other and impact one another. It ain't just about ourselves. Because if it was about ourselves, we'd be here by ourselves. We would have got made by ourselves and created by ourselves, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to realize it is a bigger picture than that. It ain't only just by self. And even self, we only going to last for so long. If we make it to 100 years old, you know, any of that, that's a blessing for that. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about yesterday about people be trying to, it's like they deem the word old. What's wrong with old? You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. That is a blessing. I'm not about to switch the words up and say, I'm 30 years young. You know what I'm saying? What's the point? To make myself feel bad? I can't get away from the truth. We are getting older every day, every second. You know what I'm saying? So why we gotta make a word fit us because we insecure with the word? It's a freaking blessing. That's a blessing to get older. Why do we be worrying about what other people think about us? If they think being old is this and that, whatever it is, what it is, they gotta wait till they get old. They're gonna get old any day. That's what's gonna happen. We love you. When you see yourself with grace, most definitely, man. Appreciate it, man. But man, this junk is crazy, bro. Like I said, we feel like we got some insecurities in life. We got to address ourselves. We can't change somebody else's tone or how they talk and all that stuff around us because we got insecurities. Because we got misery within ourselves. We choose not to check within ourselves because we so addicted to living the life that we wanted to do. We don't want to do that, right? We got to realize we can't. If we had the ability, right, to check somebody else that's not us and make them fit the way we want to fit, imagine the type of world that'd be. It'd be straight up like you will straight up have a power. Mind control or something like that. Like, you think that really worked that way. But when the day you wake up and realize that you can't control another human being, they got to make that decision on their own. It is what it is. You think you're going to fight somebody to be in the way you want it. Most of the time, you're going to make the problem worse. Then they're going to get so far that one of y'all going to be in the grave. That's just how it is. So you... I be laughing so much because this junk is so sad, and that's what it is, man. And that's how I shift my energy over, because I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh because this junk is it is sad. It's just sad, and people are not trying to wake up, and because they refuse not to. Nobody don't like being told what to do. That's what it is, man. That's all it is, man. That's the best thing that can happen to us, man. It's trying to figure it out. Realize that we got stuff we got to work on, because that literally every day. I was talking about that even yesterday about us saying, oh, this is my best years, or this is my best, and all that stuff. Like I said, that's limiting yourself once again, right? And people don't realize that if this your best, then that means from the rest of your life, it's straight. You're going to be miserable because you can only go down from there. I tell people to try to start using the word better. You can get better every day. You can be better than your so-called best. If you say your best, you already setting yourself up for straight disappointment, or you just setting yourself up and say that you can't do no better than what your best was. You know what I'm saying? But I believe we can better ourselves every day. That's why I say that. That's why I say that saying all the time. I'm better than, when somebody ask me how I feel, or, you know what I'm saying, I say better than my yesterday, because it's something I'm going to do better than my yesterday. Because even your day, it can start off good and it can drop down depending on, like, because some people we have our days sometimes. But that's why it's up to you to be the next day and wake up a better person the next day, or do something different the next day. You know, every day you wake up, it's a blessing. Everybody don't wake up when they think they should wake up. We're not promised to wake up the next day. None of us. Stuff can happen in our sleep. Somebody, you know, anything, all that stuff can happen. Anything can happen to us. We can just go to the store and not come back from the store no more. You know what I'm saying? So every risk we take in life, all this stuff, it's a blessing that we still making it. Like I said, like, if nobody ever people did not open their eyes. And that's the main thing that should open our eyes, is when the pandemic came. You know what I'm saying? It made me realize how precious life is. It made me realize that everybody we thought was going to be around, not going to be around all the time. You know what I'm saying? It made me realize how, let me make the best out of my life every day, every chance I get, every time I wake up, right? There's no point of sitting here mad every freaking day because of something that happened in our past. That's why I talk about grudges forgiveness every other Saturday. I'm going to talk about that next Saturday because I did this today. So I'll keep alternating, because that is our biggest problem. If we can't let go and we find ourselves being angry at a person or stuck in our ways because of certain situations, that's the type of life you want to live. That's just sad. You know what I'm saying? You gotta literally enjoy every day to the best you can, because like nobody told you that you was granted this day. Nobody told you that. We just got, like I said, it's this entitled mentality that all of us get, and I'm trying to get people to grow out of that too. This entitlement type mentality. Because nothing don't have to, this deserving thing. I deserve this. Nobody don't deserve anything. You got to be appreciative of what you get. No, you never set yourself up like this and say you deserve anything, because somebody else can say that you don't deserve it. Or sometimes you don't get what you so-called deserve, right? So you just setting yourself up. Just be appreciative when it happens. You know what I'm saying? That's just all it is. This entitlement mentality is literally what's destroying us. This ego-driven type situation. Even though ego is part of life, it's the way you use it. But when it comes to pride and being stubborn, that's what's damaging you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we only hurting ourselves. That's just all it is. We hurt ourselves off our own expectations. A lot of times it's unrealistic expectations. Miss Deb, how you feeling, Miss Deb? Yeah, today I'm feeling it today, man. So hey, stuff got to get talked about, and I'm seeing. And then also, like, I see a lot of stuff that's going on, and now it made me realize I'm gonna start showing my face more in a lot of these lives and stuff, man. Because like I said, what I hear in a lot of these lives is so much hurt. It is literally so much hurt, and we projecting ourselves on one another, and it's getting so bad that we find some stupid way to separate one another. Oh, you don't think about the way I think? How you not on the road? That's what that you either with me or against me mentality come in. But then again, we still want unity, right? But we fall off over the dumbest things. You're like, dog, it makes no sense, man. I'm glad you're good, Miss Deb. That's what I like to hear, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to hear. But it's just, that's why I just be listening to people. I sit back and sometimes I be having to, leave certain situations like, bro, we not getting anywhere. We're not. We just arguing. Then I be hearing people, as soon as they get distracted, they can't let it go at all. We're gonna be talking about some type of growth and all this stuff. Then this person come back, but that junk ain't right though that you said earlier. You got to take that back and stuff. Nobody don't got to take nothing back. If something came out their mouth, they said what they said at the end of the day. That's up to you to be stuck in your feelings for the rest of your life with it if you want to. You know what I'm saying? I said bring up. But I'm like, no, at the end of the day, they don't want to trigger you. And you don't want to choose to stay triggered. That's you. You know what I'm saying? That's your fault. You want to let somebody sit there and make you mad the rest of your life. I refuse to have anybody have that type of control over me. At the end of the day, if a person is messing up my life or getting to me like that, then I just have to move somewhere else. I got to move a different route. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't let this person regulate my whole entire life because I want to stay mad at them and because I'm disappointed that they didn't work the way I wanted to work, or they talked to me and I wouldn't have did that to them. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. Okay, all right, Ms. Deb, I catch you. We be doing this stuff like I, and all that stuff, but you got to realize everybody is not your I. You know what I'm saying? Like this shouldn't be crazy. It's like we be acting like somebody should act like me and get mad at because you don't act like me. Oh man, it's so funny to me, man. But let a person do that to you. Why you don't act like me though? You know what I'm saying? Then you be quick like, what is this to you? You know what I'm saying? I'm me at the end of the day. But why they can't say the same exact thing? But you trying to change them. you trying to change them and get mad because they not changing the way you want them to change and stuff. You got to realize that we all literally have our own different route. My thing is people gonna either get on board with your situation is, or they're not. That's just how it is. You can't be hurt because everybody don't want to get on board with your situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't say you can't be hurt in some situations, but I'm just saying you can't let it make you want to have this resentment towards somebody, right? Yes, look and see and move on with grace. No, wait. Grace is what? Yeah, grace, grace is basically just, giving people chances, man, or just basically like letting go. Yeah, I heard you, Ivy, man. I heard you. Grace is basically what I'm supposed to just stop and just drop, stop what I'm doing. What the heck? It's not that important. Just get off. Grace within yourself, yeah, and that's like it even start and with grace with that. That's just simply being forgiving of yourself, right? It's forgiveness, right? And realizing that you're human and that you're gonna make mistakes, or realize that you're not right all the time. You know what I'm saying? Realize that you have to make changes, or realize that that there's going to be moments in life you're going to fail. That's just how it is. That's having grace. But you got to do the same thing for somebody else. If you're going to have grace within yourself, but it's got to start off with yourself first. Once you realize the art of grace or forgiveness, right? Once you realize that, you start having grace with other people too. You know what I'm saying? Then you can share this spirit. Then you can share the spirits. Right. Yeah. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, man. Heck is that noise? But man, this junk is it'd be crazy, man. That's why I be saying people we be hypocrites so much, man, and just don't be realizing it. We just be hypocrites, man. And then I be hearing like lately, like some people would literally they would change a fact around, right? Because they did their dirt, made their mistakes, they want to change the definition of what to make it fit their life. Like it ain't the true definition. It's like, that's why I be saying a lot of us don't be honest with ourselves, or a lot of us just don't want to admit or be accountable for what we did. At the end of the day, we did what we did. We got to live with it. We can't just sit there and change the definition or say that this can't be true because you messed up in your life. Because you messed something up, or, oh no, there ain't no way. This can't make sense. At the end of the day, things are saying facts are facts for a reason. Truth is truth for a reason. You can't change it because your life, you messed up in your life and you wanted to fit it and say that there ain't no such thing as it. I literally was in the live about that before, and I was like, bro, this don't make sense. It don't make sense. Just because, man, that's gonna be crazy, bro. And it shows how people is. People literally want the world to revolve around them. That's just how it is. That's literally how it is. Yes, and grace comes in. Your life is like a movie, but much better. Yeah. This is, oh man, this is funny, man. It's funny, it's so funny to me, man. And I drunk this whole water up already. But man, man. That's why I be saying, like, if we find ourselves in a topic or something, man, always ask yourself, man, is it gonna be some type of resolution at the end? Is it gonna be some type of growth or, something at the end of it? Because like I said, most of the time we just be projecting ourselves on situations. We bonding off stuff that ain't gonna get nowhere. We just want validation of some type of sort of validation behind our feelings. Most of the time, that's just what it is, Some people be using their feelings and say that they think it logical, but you just want to smart with your feelings. That's just all it is. Or make it fit the way you feel right now. Well, I know if I'm hurt, you just got to understand. You just got to understand the way. Of course, people probably didn't understand a whole hour ago. You know what I'm saying? But how much do you got to keep projecting yourself for somebody to really understand? You want somebody to cry because you're crying about it? Like, bro. It's obvious a lot of us, and that's what I be saying, a lot of us done been through a lot of things, but we like sitting here thinking we at the bottom of the pole or acting like we the worst of the worst all the time, and that's where we get hurt at. Nobody can't did as bad as me. Nobody ain't go through what I go through. Of course nobody ain't go through what you went through. You didn't go through what I went through. I didn't go, what I'm saying? All of us didn't go through the same things. We all got our own experiences. So what is the point of saying that? Say if you want to be stuck, that's what you want to be. Say you want to be stuck. That's what you want to do. So what's the point of comparing something? Because it's not going to make you any better. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, man. People be saying the obvious, bro. But I understand it's a hard thing, man. I guess it's hard to some, it's easy for some. I ain't gonna lie, it's hard at the beginning though, especially when you got to check yourself for certain things and stuff, or realize that a lot of stuff is your fault. You know what I'm saying? People don't like to hear that either. What is that called? That's victim blaming and shaming, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever they come with this BS, bro. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Whatever you want to call it. I would rather take that or blame me so I know what to fix in my life. Because as long as you blaming somebody else, you're never gonna fix what you need to fix in your life. That's just how it is. Because like I said, you only control yourself. So what's the point of pointing the finger of because of your reactions and stuff? I did this because of that. You know, like, is that gonna help you change? You just basically saying I need somebody to fit me. That's all you saying, and it won't, and it don't work that way. Because if you can easily make somebody fit you, that means they can easily make you do the same thing. And we know that ain't true. We just know that. So let's stop trying to put stuff on other people that we're not even doing for ourselves. Or we know that we will. You know what I'm saying? We be unrealistic on so many things. Unrealistic on so much stuff, man. You're in a spirit war with question mark. This is why we have this problem. Spiritual war. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. I feel you on that. But hey, I look at it this way, man. It's like you ain't gotta be at war if you try to, with certain stuff. You gotta pick and choose your wars too, man. Because some of it ain't got no solution at the end. This little emotional war we be having, that don't get nowhere. Your feelings ain't as valid as my feelings and stuff. That gets nowhere. Because all we doing is validating that I'm miserable or you know what I'm saying? What the freak we getting out of that? Nothing. You let me know how your feelings got to do with anything of trying to better our life or have me make money in my pocket. That does nothing. You know what I'm saying? These feelings ain't doing nothing. Feelings is only meant to be temporary. There's so many feelings we got. You can be a boss. Ooh. You got me on that one. I don't know how that. But man, this is crazy, man. Like I said, majority of the time we hurt our own self, man. We disappointed our own self because we be expecting so much from so little in certain situations. That's just how it is, man. You know, it gotta become a point in your life where you change from a lot of your ways to better yourself. Us using this title it's just me. I'm just me and all that stuff. You not even you, man. All of us change daily and do something different every day, man. And you can't be you if you trying to change you. You know what I'm saying? It's literally you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable to do any type of growth. If you comfortable, right, and you comfortable at being sad and all this stuff, that means you got to stop being you. You got to do something different. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Man, people will understand later, man. They will understand. So they will understand. Let me see something. Let me check something out real quick. Let me take a little break for a second. While y'all breaking, man, go hit them likes and stuff, man. Follow me, share, like, all that stuff, man. Get that going. I'm trying to get some more people up in here. Get some more people in here, man. I know people scared, man. That's just how it is. People don't like that accountable word, man. People don't like that accountable word. Dang. My. Who in here? Sierra, what's the deal? I see you liking this stuff. What you doing, man? What you got up, man? Take me a little break real quick. What the? Let me take me just a quick little break, man. My mom, I gotta get my stuff smoothed and out, man. Get my brain little going, man. What the heck? Let me see something real quick. Boss, aka, hey, you know. Alright, y'all, man. Hit these likes and stuff real quick for me. Try to at least get me to 5K before. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Let them people know that I'll be back. Let me see something real quick. I know what I can do. So this is how you do it right here. You refresh it. This is what I learned. So what I learned. Watch this though. You make it seem brand new again. Yeah. All right, we back now. I just did a little mini refresh. I refreshed the refresh. That's how you do it. I found a new tactic to make it seem like you got back online, but you really didn't get offline. You just swipe out. That junk sweet. I like that. But I had to get this refreshed the internal. See, that's how you keep your likes up. I don't want everybody. I'm about to tell everybody my little secret now. Wait, I just told everybody. There we go. So we back now, man. Let's get this session going. Had to take me a break, man. It was too much. Get this session back going, man. Man. There's so much going on in this world, man. There's so much, man. Who can I hit up in here, man? Let's see. Bow. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 Get these shares going. Got to get these shares going. And it goes a little something like run away, la la la. Mm-hmm. Run away, la. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Do 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 do, and then another. Mm-hmm. Something real quick. You know the world is waiting, waiting on, and waiting and waiting. We need some motivation. Ow! I bust my elbow today. Not waiting, not waiting. All right, let me put this phone on charge. Put that phone on charge real quick. Yeah. All right, we back. Man, I keep leaving. Is that queen in the building, man? You've been famous, haven't you? You've been famous. What's up, man? Welcome back. Welcome back, man. How you feeling, man? I had me a little session earlier, but I'll get back to it. Had to take me a break real quick. LOL, it's amazing. Thanks, you. I'm great, man. I am great, man, as always, man. It's a blessing every day to wake up, man. People gonna realize that. But people ain't gonna realize until they get out that entitlement mentality. But hey, you know what I'm saying? It's the little things in life. It's the little things in life, and that's big right there. So, you know what I'm saying? This is literally a blessing every day to wake up, man. That's why I always tell people to, you know, better than my yesterday. That's the goal. That's my goal in life, man. If I had a horrible yesterday, it's my goal to try to make it better the next day. Not prolong the problems and stuff. You want to shorten any problem in your life is as quick as you can, man. I know people be like, well, I want to work on my time and when I feel like it. I can understand that though, but the goal is still try to break this chain of whatever is holding on to your life or what's keeping you, what's keeping you down, what's keeping you in this negative mood or, all this stuff. You want to get out there as quick as you can. But I think people just be feeling like things need to work the way they wanted to work when they, what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But my thing is, as long as you tied to a situation, you'll stop yourself from growing or any type of thing, or you actually find yourself putting yourself in a deeper hole. And then at the end of the day, you can only be mad at nobody but yourself. That's just how it is. We be tied to so many things, man. We be tired, man. And I mean tied, not tired. We be tired. We be attached and we not, be stuck. We be stuck, man. And all that stuff be starting with self. And all this stuff start with self, no matter how we want to look at it, man. If you change your mentality, if you break the chains in your mentality, like the physical, you can't be changing anything physical, depending on your perspective of things or how you look at things. That's how it is. Headed for my date night. Okay, I see you, girl. I see you. Do your thing. Do your thing. Don't hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't do your thing. But yeah, gotta enjoy yourself too, man. Enjoy yourself for sure. But it's just, man, we just gotta, like I said, we gotta live the best way we can every day, right? But your best can always be better. That's how I put it. I was mentioning that earlier about people saying, well, this is my best time in my life, or this, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to, or you want to get to your best time in your life. Like, I've been trying to kind of don't want to, like, we got to watch how we saying it. Cause like I said, it's telling us that we limited ourselves and saying that this is going to be the best time. That means we still got life to continue to live as long as we get it right. So we don't always want to say that this was my best time. You always want to find a way to be better the next day. I believe you can always get better. You can, that's what I'm saying. So, said we do it weekly. Okay, for sure, man. For sure. For sure. And I like that, man. But, it's so much, man. It's all, and they be, and wording, it do mean a lot sometimes. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. But it's like the mentality behind a lot of stuff. And we be damaged by our own wordings or how we talk to ourselves and how we represent ourselves and stuff. We be hurt about that stuff, man. And it be all our own doings. Because we want stuff to fit the way we want it to. And then when we realize that our wants are not guaranteed, and that's when we figure out how life is. Life gonna hit how it's gonna hit. We can't stop it most of the time. We try to prevent it, but sometimes we can't stop life from being life. That's just it is what it is. That's when the saying when you use it is what it is. It's just what you gonna do from there. Are you gonna just stay where you got hurt at, or you gonna stay what stopped your path, or you know what I'm saying, you're gonna stop because somebody told you to stop, right? Or you gonna try to find another way around it to get to your goal in life? You know, it's just crazy, man. But guess what? We so addicted to addicted to these drama and problems and toxicness and all this stuff. Which, like I said, I find myself doing it every now and then. But then again, it takes a lot, and I will own up to it. Right? I can't be dishonest with myself and say, hey, it is what it is. I had to check it out. You didn't have to do anything. You literally got, especially on these lives, right? You got 100 lives. I tell people you can choose what you want to look at. People be like, oh, it's toxic stuff on there, but you choosing to look at it. You know what I'm saying? You got an option to type in motivational things. What can I find that's motivational? Oh, what can I find that's uplifting and you know what I'm saying? You can look that stuff up. But then people be mixing that uplifting stuff up too, like this empowerment type stuff that not even a real empowerment. They look at empowerment as in deeming somebody else to uplift them. Like if it takes all that for you to down something else to make you feel better, you already messing up already. You know what I'm saying? Then again, that's also telling you not to check stuff that's within yourself. You only uplift yourself after you checking yourself. That's how you really uplift yourself. You got to uplift yourself by checking somebody else. Then that's a deep problem. That's literally a problem, man. And it just don't work like that. Because you'll be stuck in your same little thoughts. You be, hold on real quick. Oh, man, I had to eat that Pop-Tart real quick. But you be stuck at you being you, right? Because everybody like to say in this term, I'm just being me. But people don't even know who me is. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what your me is, man. Your me can change at any moment. Let me see. Hold up. Let me read that. I mind for a woman that has 1.6 million. Someone stated some inappropriate stuff. I left. I don't hang around with birds. I'm an eagle. Hey, there you go. You know what I'm saying? I feel you on that. And that's what you got to do. You got to talk to yourself something like that sometimes, man. You got to be above, at least above negativity or something like that, right? Got to be above something that's gonna better your life, right? And then again, we got to feel bad for the birds too, right? I mean, even though we can't hang around, you got still. I don't know if people believe it. You got to have prayer or something on it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to deem something because it don't think like us, or it is. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta hope the best for everybody in situation because we could be one of them birds one day. You know what I'm saying? We could have been that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's why I be trying to watch. Not nowadays, I be trying to watch from calling people out their name or looking down on somebody. Because they don't think the way I think and all that stuff. Because literally all of us be doing it, and it'd be a tit for tat situation. Because all of us probably feel that way about other people that don't think like us and stuff. And that junk ain't right. And it ain't gonna help better ourselves. We just gotta figure out that some people just not there yet. Some people not ready to move up yet. You know what I'm saying? And let them be. But you don't have to stick around, right? I mean, you gotta still protect your own too. You don't have to stick around and end up stooping to some people's level. Because like if you stick around people for so much, especially if it's a bunch of like negativity and stuff, you end up like kind of slowly molding to that situation because that's just how energy works. You know what I'm saying? No matter how tough we think we is and all that stuff, but we can be molded into certain situations unintentionally sometimes. It's literally a different energy shift if you just really feel it. Like, man, if you find yourself always like, man, okay, I feel that anger. And you know what I'm saying? You're going to end up being angry like that. But you feel like in an uplifting situation and feeling good and positive, you start turning in that. But nowadays, positive and all this stuff, what you be seeing in my room, now I see is only one person in here, right? But to pick and choose. But let me start talking about, hey, men versus women and all this stuff right there. That's when people want to come up here, 300 people and all this stuff, right? But I'm not about to do that. Just because everybody in their emotions and everybody trying to express themselves and all this stuff. Like, bro, that's not going to help none of us grow. You just a person, another person that's just trying to project yourself or, just tell how much your feelings and all this is hurting all that stuff. But then what you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I be trying to get the answers of what we going to do about it. You know what I'm saying? But people don't want to hear it. Oh, wait, it takes self-change? It takes me to think another different way? It takes me from not being me? People don't want to hear that. That's what it is. They don't want to hear that because people want to be comfortable being them and let the world adjust the way they are. Humans are made to adapt no matter how we want to look at it. We're going to adapt to any environment we in. Sometimes we got to be strong enough to not adapt to the wrong things. That's what it is. And that's what take your mental for that. Because according to your feelings will make you adapt to all type of stuff. That's why we have to use our mental or logic or whatever you want to call it to be able to control that and avoid situations like that, because we can get manipulated by our feelings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, oh boy. I'm trying to get people this Sunday word, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and I'm looking at it on my backup page. Everybody in these toxic lives and stuff. That's what it is. That's the energy they feeling today, though. But hey, this ain't gonna stop me. It ain't gonna stop me, because even with this right here, even if and it's gonna start like this, man. But I got faith in my journey, right? Because I've been helping people in the process, all that stuff, and that's what be helping me continue to grind and keep doing this stuff and not give up. It's really consistency, and it will pay off one day, right? It's still paying off to this day, and I'm happy for that. You know, that's what I'll be wanting to do, is help people, and that's my goal, because I see a lot of stuff where we all just failing that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'll be appreciating it, and it's helping me. It's helping me helping others. You know what I'm saying? That's what helped me want to push, because it made me realize that a lot of us just need help. So that's why, you know, if my way might not work, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully something got to somebody. I'm not saying my stuff work all the time for everybody either, though, but my intention is to help. No matter how I deliver the help or say, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. But, you know, what you get out of it. Or you just another person that come in here with your feelings and ready to, you know, just push back on any situation and not really trying to get the whole intentions behind it, then that's a you problem from there. That means you won't see the real problem from anybody else either, unless you got to hear from somebody else. But everybody got their own reasons why, you know, that's why we also be talking about the people come and go situation, because everybody got their reason why they connect with you. Everybody got their reasons why they, hang with you, or anything. Everybody got their reasons why, whatever use they got to get out of you for them to better them. That's what we all do. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? But we got to look at it. Is it a long-term thing? Is it something that's going to be effective for my life, that's going to better my life? That's how I look at it as, you know? So, it's like that, man. That's how it is, man. But we got to see, man. Like I said, we got to be able to break out our own feelings, man. We let our feelings take over. I was mentioning that before, and I know people be like, dang, why you act like emotions is a bad thing or something like that? I said, it ain't that, though. But it has been one of our number one causes of why we in the predicament we in now, the decisions we make now, too. And I also thought about recently, I'm like, dog, and people, I guess they don't like this word control, right? I guess it's triggering to people, but I don't know. Everybody, but that's an ego-driven type mentality to not, because all of us need some type of control, self-control, something. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that. That's the only way we can move forward too. So I look at it as I came with this saying, like, if you don't, I don't know if I came up with it, but I thought about it though. Like, if you don't control your feelings or emotions, your feelings and emotions gonna control you, and that's just literally that. That's literally that, for real. But people don't want to. They're not gonna admit it, or they're not gonna notice it, right? Because everybody feel like my feelings is valid type life. You know what I'm saying? But as long as we live in that, that's just how it's gonna go. It's ego driven to think that you have control over someone else. Right, exactly. We live this life where we feel like we can control everybody or change somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But change it's a self thing, you know what I'm saying? It's only, all we can really do is take each other's advices and see what fits best in our life, right? But like I said, even with that, we got to do the internal work with ourselves first. A lot of people, if you catch it right, a lot of people get really offended by getting checked because they never took the time to check themselves. That'd be the biggest problem, right? So it seemed like weird talk to them. It just seemed like who are you and what you talking to me like that and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird because that's what I realized, that once and that's the reason why I'm talking like this, because I had to feel like I had to get out my ego and stuff, like, you know what, I'm not right all the time, or my way of living ain't always, you know what I'm saying, it's not helping me succeed, or it's not helping me grow. You know, so I had to stop being me. You know what I'm saying? This little term I be hearing, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not just you. Because if you want to be a better you can't just be you. That's just how it is. That's literally how it is. So I realized that I have to change me to be a better me. That's all I'm saying. That's so I had to, and it, like I said, it takes. It's the ego. It's the ego thing, and no matter how we want to look at it, it's ego and pride as to why we be so stubborn, why we don't want to take other constructive criticism, why we don't want to be accountable for things, why we don't even want to control our own emotions, right? But yet we do want to point the other finger and say everybody else should be able to do it. You know, why you do new to that? You should know better and all that stuff. But that I don't have to know better. This junk is just it's wild to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just boy oh boy, man. It's crazy, bro. But one day we gotta wake up because we can't hide away. We can't hide from facts. We can't hide from truths. We can't hide. We can't hide from our insecurities because it's gonna come up. We can't hide. I mean, we can play the game. We can cover it up. We can say "but" 100 times, but that "but" ain't gonna help us, gain anything in life. That's just how it is. You know, that's just how it is, man. For real. But we'll get somewhere, man. We will. I got faith in it, man. It come off harsh. You know what I'm saying? It seems harsh when it ain't familiar to us. That's all it is. That's all it is right there. It becomes light after you get through the harsh times in life. It becomes lighter. Once you get through your toughest times in life, it actually becomes easier. That's just how it is. That's literally how it is. But a lot of us want to take the easiest route to things. We want to take the easiest routes. We don't want our feelings hurt. And, but at the end of the day, to make some type of progression or change in life, our feelings got to get hurt. It's just like that. We can't go past that. Life is based off like that. We're going to have our feelings hurt. All of our feelings hurt. We just got our own ways of how we want to express it or embrace them, right? But all of us do it in different ways. A lot of us hold on to stuff that shouldn't be held on to because of something that failed in our life. I look at failures as it wasn't just meant. You know what I'm saying? And if it was meant, it'd come back. If stuff wasn't meant to happen in your life, it just wouldn't have happened. That's just flat out how it is. Why me and all this stuff? Like, why not you? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure the people that fell into that earthquake years ago or some months ago and stuff, they probably were like, why me too? I'm pretty sure they were willing to trade places with us while we sit here complaining about how life is how it is now. Why me? This junk is crazy, bro. But once we stop being so selfish with our own situation, we'll better get somewhere. But hey, it is what it is, man. I look at it, shoot, live your life. Everybody be like, I'm living my life. But then again, why are you so miserable at the same time? Why are you so mad at your own life? You know what I'm saying? You mad at everybody else because the way you think of somebody else. But then let somebody think about you. So, oh, I don't care. I could care less what they think. Get out of here. Stop lying to yourself. Because if you care about the compliments. You gonna care about the stuff that's the opposite, right? You gonna care about the bashing. You gonna care. You care. You care no matter what. You might try to choose to care less, but you care. It's just we be lying to us. We just not honest. We are not honest. You got to start off with some type of honesty first, man. That's just how it is, man. You got to be honest with yourself to address any problem. You got to hold yourself accountable. You got to be responsible. That's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. Hold up. Take me another quick little break real quick for a couple seconds. Take me a little break real quick. Give it another few more hours. I'll be on this thing, man. I'm gonna try to grind this thing out until I gotta go to work, man. It'll pick up. It's just everybody probably not on right now, you know. And they ain't pushed my stuff out to the For You page yet, probably. Or is it? Let me check. Is it on the For You page? Oh man, hold on, give me a second, y'all. What the heck was I looking at? What the heck? Sheesh. Give me a second, y'all, real quick again. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. As we begin to rock. Steady rocking all night long. Let me see some. I think we back. Oh, we might be back. We might be back, you know? So let me see something real quick. Did it freeze just that fast? Oh. This thing tripping all day. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is put my topic back up for the 14th time. Oh, dang. Facts. Anywhere, make me feel so good. Ba-da-da-doo, ba-da-da-doo, ba-da-dum, dum, 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 I gotta let me see something. Let me see something. All right, so first off, I'm gonna uninstall this. Uninstall that. Uninstall it. I had to uninstall these games that did not play the way that they put it out. They tricked me. The trickery. What is it? Boy. Sheesh. Well, this is a slow Sunday, but I got on too early or something. Everybody ain't wake up. I forget it is like the majority of my friends be on the West Coast. They like 3 hours behind me. It's like 7:31 where I'm at. So that means it's like, so I get it. I get it, man. Hmm. It is so quiet. I hear crickets at the daylight. Mm-mm. 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 Well. See some. What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? AJ in the building, Lily in the building. It's Sunday. Yeah, it is, man. Had me a nice little preach session earlier, man, but it kind of died down. You know, eventually some of the people that's it kind of burns something when when I tell people to check themselves. They like, oh no, I can't do that. What is that? I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I love being me. How y'all feeling, fam? Man, I'm going ahead and try to grind it out today. I usually be off though, but you know, I'd rather be out here, than sitting here playing a game or something. You can do something. Maybe I'll help somebody today. You know, that's my goal. But yeah, I'm probably gonna grind it out for a few more hours. Couple more hours, Couple more hours. I'll talk about all the stuff that's going on and stuff, and a lot of the stuff we be talking about don't be getting to know type of resolution and stuff, including the topic itself. You know what I'm saying? But you already know my deal on this one. You know, finding all these ways to separate ourselves ain't getting nowhere. Man. You don't think the way I think, you don't believe the way I believe, you don't look the way I look. So we can't get along. Wild. Wild. But how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? It's a slow Sunday to pick up, though. I think everybody waking up at different time. I mean, not waking up, but everybody, it's kind of early to some people. Or some people is already in different lives and stuff. So it ain't kind of pushing me towards the For You page. It'll probably be on there soon once I do. Probably gotta do a little bit more times and stuff. You say you just relaxing, yeah, most definitely for real. You got to, man, chill. People learn to appreciate that Just in case. Just in case I see King in here. What's the deal, man? How you feeling, brother? Much love, much love. Trying to get my homework done, but I'm good. How you feeling, man? What's the deal, man? How you feeling? That's good, man. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. Oh, man. She said she grinding on that homework over there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get that education going. High back. Yeah, there you go. I'm just high fiving. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm doing I want this high five to feel good, man, to make sure you can feel the energy in this high five. And I think you deserve this high five. I'm organizing my schedule for this week. 3 weeks of 16-hour days. Oh my. You said you grinding. How y'all been, man? How y'all Sunday going? How's it going? Hmm? Oh, ooh. I'm still doing the high five. Yep. Yes, I am. Just trying to make sure it's mutual. Mutual. Make sure we all good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the energy is right. Everybody deserve a high five in life, man. Everybody like appreciation, gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Some type of validation. To let you know that you are needed in life. You're appreciated in life. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot behind different situations. You feel me? Even as a high five, you gotta block your face off sometimes. You know what I'm saying? uh, no, this a new talk. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when is he not? I'm just trying to do something new. Like I gotta let people know that it just take a simple high five sometimes to show some type of appreciation for your partner or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can use it. High five or a hug. It's one of the things, man. You know, we all need it. You like it? You like it. See what I'm saying? It's a new thing. I just thought about it when King came in here. It made me think about this type of situation. I don't know why. There ain't no reasons behind it that I know of. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just, nice one of these. It just be like that. All love, man. We scanning his prints to you. All right, my hand hurt. But anyways, you already know this the topic. People love this one, and I know y'all love this one too, man. And it's gonna get to I said forget it. I said I'm just take it like a man. I got done. I knew what he was coming with. His finger was hovering over the button the whole entire time. I already know. I said I give up. I said I just gotta take it like a man. Good looks, my brother. This junk is so funny though. You literally got people in my room doing that junk. They be coming here, be having me crack up, dog. That just be funny. I was like, dang, King done brung the dang on madness over here, man. Oh my. That's just funny though. But how y'all feeling, man? I just was basically talking about, it was half this topic, but then I was just talking about stuff that I just see what's going on and stuff. And my experience is just being on just TikTok in general in these past few months of me learning just people and stuff and realizing certain situations. And my biggest thing is learning that a lot of people just just because they don't want my help, they don't mean that they don't want somebody else's help. But some people are you know what I'm saying? It's just don't they are comfortable being like how they is. Everybody's comfortable with expressing themselves and or not, I'm not saying like that, but I'm just saying they just look forward to expressing themselves and not trying to look for no solution or resolution to it. Even when we talk about, stuff that's going on and stuff, people is really just be projecting their feelings on it. And then it's literally like the same people going to be the same people, no matter if it's a different topic or not, people be them. But and that's why I realized my main target, it ain't because I realized you can't save everybody. So my main target is really people that's like in the middle, right? Or people that's trying to find a way and just don't know a way, right? Not saying that my way gonna always work, but it's just a little something. Like I can at least try to give my best jump start I can, to help people in life anyways, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, I'm learning a lot though. And I realized that, can't waste your whole time trying to hope the best for someone that ain't trying to hope the best for themselves sometimes. You just got to let them live their life a little bit more. You got to pray for them if people believe in prayer and stuff, and just, and let them, let them be them. Let them and hope the best, from the outside. You can't really do it because, like I said, some people have biases against you already. Some people got, it's all type of things. A lot of people will find, especially when a message hurt, right? People are going to find many of ways to avoid you telling them something that they have to look in within themselves. And nobody don't like checking self, and that's the big problem nowadays. And I don't think no matter how big we get and how smart we think we is, how many degrees, how much our experience we had in our life, we all still need to get checked daily. As long as we are emotional creatures and all this stuff, it's something that got to get worked on. If it's a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing, no matter what, people be thinking that they are there. And like I said, I was mentioning before earlier, right? This best thing, this was my best year, or this, what I'm saying, us doing this word best, right? I can get right. Try your best, right? That's something daily, right? Try your best at everything, right? But don't say that this is my best or that was my best, because like I said, you're literally limiting yourself and say that nothing else better can happen in life but that best moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I always tell people, be better. I'm better than my yesterday, or I'm trying to be better, or better than my best, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you don't want to stop yourself and say, well, that was my best time. That means from there, it's like, it can get no better. That's what you basically telling yourself. That's why I say we got to realize how we talking to ourselves and all this stuff, because it's like, I believe we always can be better. Not saying that we're going to be perfect or anything, but it's just always literally something we got to work on every last single day. That's just how life is. And if you comfortable, right, that means you not doing anything to progress in life. Like, I guess it's a certain time in life that you want to be comfortable and stuff, but you don't want to sit in it too long, because it's like, if you can do more to better yourself, why not? If you can do more to help somebody, why not? Everybody need help every last single day. That's just how it is. No matter what, all of us need help, literally. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't always about just our life only. It's other people we got to care about or worry about too. I don't think we just setting this life up to be by ourselves, even though we live in our life for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, like, we would literally be by ourselves and be born by ourselves if that was the case. So it's obvious we do need each other, need one another. And like I said, it's a difference between needing and relying on somebody. You don't want to sit here and rely on somebody on your life, because you do have your own life and the other person got their own life too. So, and then that's what I'm about to say. Another thing is, like, people be like, oh, we were not meant to be alone or something like that. Yes, exactly. But we mixing alone and single. That's two different things. And that's be damaging to people that just think that being single mean being alone. Just because you single, that don't mean you alone. You got plenty of people around in your life. You just want to look at it in your fun or wanting type of way. But if it's damaging because you can't fix yourself right, and you feel like you got to go to the next person and the next person till you cannot be alone, right? You got to be alone. Or if you want to put it that way, you got to be alone or single to yourself to get your mind right. That's just how it is. And put people in your life that's going to help you find more about your life and find more about yourself. That's just how it is. You really have to take your time. But it's called a distraction if you put something in the middle of your life that you're not even really ready for. That's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad thing to be single. People that be saying it's a bad thing to be single and all that stuff or whatever, they are projecting themselves on you because they are nothing without their partner. You know, it's sad to say that. A lot of us do rely and use all our energy and think that we are our partner and all that stuff, and our partner make us. This is my other half and all this stuff. All this talk is damaging to us because as soon as we lose our other half or if they no longer around here, because everything is temporary, right? Everybody's not gonna last forever. Period. You know what I'm saying? But then that's what will destroy us because we never found ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We never found a way to, you know, find these happinesses and this love and this care, this peace, all this stuff we haven't found with ourselves because we rely on somebody else for it. You know, true, nobody's perfect and we all need something. We do, no matter what, we do, man. But like I said, we mix it up, man. We think that that means being single. That's a different whole thing. You got to be single sometimes to, like I said, to literally find more about yourself, figure out your triggers, figure out why you keep picking wrong, figure out, you know, all this stuff. That's how that's just the way it is. It's going to take a time. It's going to take sacrifice. Every day don't have to be fun all the time. You know what I'm saying? You can make fun out of stuff that don't even cost. I mean, you could be or be happy or something about just stuff that don't cost or take another person. If you feel like you got to pay for your love, you got to pay for your happiness, and it takes another person for your love, happiness, and all that peace, you already messing up already because all that stuff should be free. All this stuff comes from within and your way of thinking and your point of view of life. That's just how it is. It is important to find your own peace and identify an identity before connecting with others. Most definitely. 100% is most definitely. But a lot of people be living this life. I need to find myself through other people. You know, you got a very slim chance that it's going to happen like that. It just don't work like that. Especially if you're talking about a relationship. And a relationship takes a lot because it takes a lot of you sacrificing I'm not going to say sacrifice, but, you know, there is some sacrifices in there and there's compromising in there. But you have to be able to, you know, you no longer by yourself in that situation. So you're trying to find what's best to work for the family from that point, right? But you already don't even know what's best for you already, but you trying to work on a family, you know what I'm saying? But then if you don't know what's best for you already, you got a slim chance of knowing what's best for the family. Y'all both got to know what's best, and it got to be like an agreement type situation. And then you got kids that's going to come in the process. It's like you got to find what's best in just every situation you in. It's like adapting. That's what it is. And that's what humans are. You adapt to your environment, your situation. This is just how we are literally made. That's just how it is. We recreate what's in us. Most definitely, exactly. And that's where they be having this one thing called the generational curse. Somebody else used a better word, generational habits, right? Because it's like we never fixed our internal problems and we projected and then our kids see the same way we get treated and stuff. They think this is what love is. Then it pass on the traumas that happened from before because we get into things, which this is how life's supposed to be, right? But I think life is to make mistakes. That's what the trial and error thing. We make mistakes and to correct them. That's just what it is. Let's even start with ourselves. I don't even think we got to go as far as back looking at a history book, right? Which everybody be trying to rely on. Well, you don't know where your roots came from and all this stuff. Okay, that's cool, fine, well, and validation for certain situations. But then again, you still got to focus on your current life and try to live it because it's like, ain't like they was perfect back then. They made their mistakes too. And like the thing is, we supposed to learn from their mistakes. We learn from our own mistakes so we don't make the same mistakes. That's the thing. That's what people be meaning about. I want my child to be better than what I once was, right? But then again, say if it get to a point our child get better, then we be so ego driven. It's who are you? I just brought you in this world. Who you think you talking about? You know, we start talking like that. But then again, like, what do you want? Do you want them to be better than you or not? Or was you just lying and just saying that because it sounded cute to you at the moment? You know what I'm saying? So people be you got to put that ego to the side, man. Things gonna happen. Sometimes the grasshopper will pass the master one day. Sometimes it just be like that. But you should be happy for that situation because you know that you did a good job and you know what I'm saying, and then you know that it's a better future for the next, and that's just how it's supposed to be. We all should be like getting better, in our you know what's under it should be doing better, right? That's what we want, right? Sometimes our wants don't happen, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So It is so much. And like I said, I've been finding myself lately just being these lies that just don't be getting nowhere. I'm like, bro, what are we getting to? Like, what's the goal, man? People love doing this tit for tat game like it's going to get us anywhere. If we're going to address a problem, let's talk about the problem. Let's stop saying buts and what ifs and all this stuff. It's not going to get us anywhere. It's like we can only address one thing at a time. We can only focus on one thing at a time. But if you counter with something else, that means take lack of accountability on one thing because you want to talk about something else, and we will never get anywhere. We be talking back in a circle once again. You know what I'm saying? So some of these lies are a joke, most definitely, and they get people off their emotions. That's what it is. We get connected off our emotions. We get either angry, we get something like, what is they talking about? You notice, like, sorry, if I say it right now, if I start saying, and I bet money, but I ain't about to do it. I start talking about men and women, right, and this differences and all this stuff. Watch this live. Jump to dang near 300, right? Just for saying that. Especially if I say the word woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad like that because it shows what get pushed out, right? It shows, how much traumas and disappointments that everybody have in their life. Because even lives like me trying to do stuff like help people, it's boring. People on here for entertainment, but then they say they want entertainment, but then they get stressed by the entertainment at the same time too, right? So it's just like it tells a lot of people's characteristic. And then, like I said, I was mentioning earlier, of course, I sometimes find myself in certain lives that but I can admit to it, right? And I can admit that it's only so much I can handle till I got to leave because some people just be sounding crazy to me. Of course, I'll be wanting to address it, but then again, if I get triggered or anything else, I can only blame myself. I can't say, oh, these people, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I was like that, because they talking dumb. I mean, people going to talk how they talk. What might be dumb to me could be smart to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. I could be smart. Me, myself, always tell people that I could be smart in some one room and dumb in the next. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Because everybody got their own mentalities and stuff. Everybody's not meant to go on the same boat as you. That's just how it is. Many of the lies are venom spouting sessions, hurting people, most definitely. It's 100% right there. Very much. Yeah, exactly what it is, man. And it ain't no point. It's just more sad than anything, man. It's sad, you know what I'm saying, and it show how much hurt is in a lot of us, and all of us been hurt. That's the thing. It just takes certain things to trigger it or something. We could be playing like we cool and all that stuff, but then it just takes certain things to trigger us. All of us got certain triggers and stuff, but it's up to us to work on that daily, right? And stop making excuses for our triggers. But what if, and I'm just human and all this stuff, like how many times you gonna keep using it? It's obvious that we know that we human, right? What we gonna do about this human side? What we gonna do so we can at least lessen the reactions towards it or shift it to something else? Instead of being crying about it, how about laughing about it? You know what I'm saying? You right. I did go through this stuff. You know, it is what it is. I had me a fun life, but I could be thankful that I made it here today and I have the ability to be able to change it later. You know what I'm saying? I woke up to another day so I can work on it. I'm getting a chance to work on it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't get the chance. Some people make their mistakes, right? Because life itself will be a gamble. Some people make their mistakes and don't get to be able to live to tell it the next day. It's just be like that. And that's just how life is. I know we be trying to say life is not fair, but life is life at the end of the day. It ain't fair because we got so much expectations out of life because what we want. But if you realize that life don't work the way we want it to work, that's just how it is. And that's what shows that life ain't just meant just for us because we want or we make plans. So many people made plans in life and didn't wake up the next day. That's just how it is. And that's just being realistic. And that's why I tell people to appreciate every day you wake up because that is not promised to you. You are not entitled to that. No matter how healthy you think you are, no matter how much good you think you're doing, you are not promised. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, you literally something can happen in your sleep, anything, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say wake up and try to, and put a smile on your face, man. You got nothing to be sad about. And even if you're sad about something, just don't let that ruin your whole entire day. You know what I'm saying? Find another way to brighten yourself back up because you don't want to live that life mad for for so many weeks when you just wasting that energy when you can be using that to grow somewhere. You can use that energy to uplift yourself somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You can always shift it. That's how it is, man. We pick and choose the energies we want to saturate ourselves in. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stay in this negative mentality, stay negative. But I've never seen no growth out of negative. You know what I'm saying? It hurts so much to be positive because it takes so much change. It takes so much putting that ego, and people love that ego feeling good. You know what I'm saying? People literally will pick their pride and ego over what's really right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I feel like a punk if I do this. You know, we talked like ourselves today. Why didn't I address that when I should have did it? You know, stuff like that, bro. Stuff is just not worth it. Just because you trying to please that little ego of yours and all that stuff, that ain't did nothing to help you grow. It did nothing. But it made you feel good for the moment. And that's why I'm going to always stick with this saying that I done said that I would rather live good than feel good. Because it ain't always about our feelings all the time. That's just what it is. You're going to have your feelings hurt every now and then to better your life. That's just how it is. But guess what? That's not going to be able to register until we put our egos to the side and understand this. You know what I'm saying? We can't work on emotional control until we put our egos to the side. We can't work on taking accountability until we put our egos to the side. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. Oh, you trying to call me Cap? You trying to say I'm Cap? It's like, nah, they put my ego to the side. It's like, nah, good looks, lovely. Now I got to go back to petting lanes. Nah, it's like, nah. But, you know, that's our biggest problem. People don't realize that. I heard so many people push back. Like, I don't mean ego, but I know what it is because I lived that type of life before. I be younger than a lot of people and realize that stuff too. It's not my fault because you're not recognizing it because you're so used to, and you got to a point that you're set in your ways that you trying to say that I'm lying when I'm recognizing of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, like I said, it always start off. We gotta be honest with ourselves. Once we honest with ourselves, we can be able to address the problem, or we can live with it. You know what I'm saying? And do something else about it. We ain't got to sit there and feel bad about what is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to, it happened. It's the past. Life, as we live life, mistakes gonna happen. That's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? So, nobody is on this boy made to be perfect. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? Every day of living, we are open to a mistake. That's just how it is. We're going to have days to fail. But then again, don't set yourself up and be like, well, life is going to be life. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like that to take up for your negative behaviors. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like that. You can't look at things that type of way because that means is you really trying? Or you want to just make some justifications before you make your next move and stuff so you can keep on doing it. Like, it depends on how we talk to ourselves. Some of us is not really trying and hard enough because we feel like we is we, you know what I'm saying? That who is going to check me? I went this way all my life. Who is you? You know what I'm saying? It's sad that we be living this type of way. Who is you type of life. But then again, you feel like you got all the balls and stuff to check somebody else because they can do the exact same thing to you and say, who is you? But you wouldn't like that. That's why I said people don't understand things until it get done back to them. And that's how I always look at things. I could have been an opposite end person. That could have been me. You know what I'm saying? But people don't like to do that. They like thinking that they're above or they're the perfect person or, stuff only happened to me because you know what I'm saying? I ain't me. Oh, you know what I'm saying? But everybody literally have a brain of their own and they think different ways, right? That's just how it is, man. Oh, if you don't work the way I want you to work, you just lost. You don't got it all. You know what I'm saying? People be talking like that. Just because somebody don't think like you. And it's done crazy. And then somebody do that to you, you want to sit here, make a whole live or get mad at someone. I can't believe, you know what I'm saying, they want to be like that. But you doing the exact same thing. You're not making it no better. People don't know what the bigger person is nowadays. They just don't know what that is. They just hear, but they don't really know what it is. Sometimes when you realize that you know better than somebody else, sometimes you just got to shut your mouth. That's just all it is. Shut your mouth. Let people think what they're going to think and hope the best for them. Not hoping, karma, I need to do this and I can't wait and they're going to get theirs and all that stuff. Like, bro. like, bro, like they can do that same exact powers on you and wish karma on you on any little thing that you thought that you. But guess what? When you did something, it was literally an excuse behind it. When you did it, right? But when they do it, they can't make their excuse. Like I was mentioning earlier, right? That just be so funny to me, man. People be thinking they literally gods. They think they are unflawed and they can't make mistakes. And when I come up with an excuse with it, it's more valid than when you come with an excuse with it. You should know. That junk is funny. This junk is funny to me, man. It's funny. I'm saying it's funny. It's really sad, but I'm just saying it's so sad that it's funny to me, if that makes sense. But that's just how I look at it, man. And it made me realize a lot of stuff that, you know, how we just live in life for real, man. And even with the stuff I'm talking about, I got to check myself daily on it because sometimes a lot of times I do fall short. Dang near sometimes do be want to call somebody out their name or dang near, you know, or shake my head at a situation. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I dang near be wanting to do that sometimes, but I be having to, I gotta put myself in check. I know that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I just be sad and probably just in my feelings. And then this is another thing too, right? It's another thing. It's a difference between being hurt, right? And being hurt for somebody else. That's another thing. People get that twisted. People be like, oh, you hurt. No, I'm just hurt because you're not even trying to save yourself. This is the reason why I'm hurt. It's a whole different type of hurt. It's a hurt you have for somebody else, not hurt for myself and my past and my pains and all that stuff. It's not like that all the time. Sometimes when I'm passionate about some situation, it don't even got nothing to do with me. It got something to do with wishing that somebody can see what the problem is that they're not trying to address themselves, or me out of love, you know, feeling for the next person, empathy. You know what I'm saying? It don't have nothing to do with me being personally hurt. I'm just hurt that you're hurt. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a big difference, and people be looking at, oh, there you go, you in your feelings or something like that. No, I'm just in my feelings because you in yours. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why. But you want to shift it because most of the time people be miserable, right? And they want to put their misery on you because they don't see what's really going on, because they don't see it within us, in themselves. They just don't see it. So they feel better by pointing the finger the other way. Once you some people literally on here wait for you to lose your character. Oh, this that guy that like preaching on emotional intelligence and all this stuff. Wait till he mess up. I can't wait till he snaps. I've been so observant on stuff like that, right? And I be saying that too. But I feel more sad for them than anything, because like you use your whole life to wait on somebody to slip up, right? I told you so. I knew you was gonna snap. It says a lot about you. It shows a lot about you. Because if you can't see the bigger picture and you just waiting on somebody to slip up and fall, what type of character is that? I think you about to say something, Lovely. What's the deal, man?
Hey,
I'm trying to hug some lions today.
I know. So am I. I feel you. I've been taking a little break. I'm sitting on lives here and there, but I'm being very very discerning about which ones I'm on, because it's the same rhetoric. It's the same rhetoric over and over and over again.
Right.
And you're right. You know, a lot of people are just, they're so stuck in what they've got going on that they don't know enough about what they have going on, that they will wait for you to mess up so that they now have another finger to point, another finger to point, another finger to point. It's like, wait a minute, I'm sitting over here, like you were talking about earlier, is like sometimes people just don't know how to make sacrifices for themselves.
Right.
You know, we lose a lot of people in the process of finding ourselves because we get comfortable with chaos, or we get comfortable with misery, we get comfortable in our ego. And sometimes when you like let it all go, then you have to rebuild. A lot of people don't know how to even plant their own foundation. They don't know how to rebuild their support system. They don't know who to go to for help, because most of those people couldn't even help themselves. You know, so it's just this constant cycle. But if you just allow somebody 5 minutes to like give it from their point of view and their perspective, and you just listen, do you know how many lives you can change in that moment?
Right.
So
Exactly.
many. So
Exactly, man.
many. You know, the ego was meant to protect you for yourself so you can create your own boundaries. Because like we said, or you said earlier, you can't help everybody. Some people are just stuck in their ways. They're never going to change.
That's what it is, man. But I mean, it don't stop the hope, though. I mean, you can still hope, but you
It
just can't
doesn't.
sit back and wait on that. You know
No,
what I'm
I
saying? No,
can't.
just can't. You know, that's all
That's
it is.
right.
Because that's why I said I don't be trying to. That's what I've been trying to face lately. I don't want to deem people for not thinking like I think. I don't want to call no names. I don't be want to do none of that stuff because, like I said, I feel more sad than anything, and I'm not gonna tell a person I feel sad about them because it's like I'm trying to still belittle them at the same time. You know, I know slick stuff, right? I just know that. I'm not gonna do that stuff. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Like, all right, right now we not seeing eye to eye on the situation, and it is what it is. And I hope the best, and I hope that maybe I see it. What if? Because maybe sometimes, a lot of the times, I don't be seeing the certain situations that I might be trapped in. That's why I call this the hold accountable room. And maybe it might take somebody, or might I have to be in my feelings for a couple of days for me to understand it later, right? Because that's what I do. I don't sit here and just think I'm right, and then just sit there and not think on it no more. I'll be trying to understand the next person or why they might been saying what they saying and stuff. Because maybe it was
Right.
something I was missing out on because I was in my feelings, right? So I mean,
Right.
and I think everybody should do that, but people don't do that. They only care about being right and just live with it. And then stay with it. It is no way that all of us can be right 100% most of the time. It just don't work like that. I
Well,
want
you
to
know
learn
what I
another
call it,
way,
Kev?
another route of things. It ain't always about my route either.
Right. And you know what I call it, and I've said this a million times before, is sitting in your shit. Sometimes people just need to sit there by themselves and figure out their own reasoning, figure
What
out
is
their
that?
own discernment, figure out their own understanding so that they know how to react or respond when other people come at them with a different opinion, a different
Yep.
idea, a different ego, a different aspect. If you can't sit with yourself, how do you think you're gonna manage being around people?
Right. Right. They think other people gonna save them from them being themselves. Like, no. That'd be funny.
Well, you have to invest
King,
in yourself.
my
What's up,
boy.
King?
What's happening? What's going
How
on,
you
yo?
feeling, man?
Oh, good.
Are you
Moving
working
around.
on something out here that's clicking? What you
Oh man,
working on, man?
I'm always sitting behind a keyboard in some capacity.
Oh, okay.
Man, look, I was looking at the comments, right? And that's a cliche statement, right? Saying that we're not supposed to try to change people. I don't disagree with that totally. But the question you got to ask is that then what is the whole point of your existence if you're not trying to influence somebody? Let me take the word
Mm.
change. Let me take the word change out of that because it's a strong word, right? If you're not trying to influence or impact, even your personal friendships with people are an attempt to exchange with somebody to influence in a better way. Sometimes your
Mm-hmm.
friends are people that's in a worse state than you, and you want to help them, so you're trying to change or influence them. Other than that, you have
Exactly.
no need to interact with anybody. Now,
Right.
the segue to that is that when people are getting onto platforms like TikTok and whatever other platform they're on, there is a desire to do something. Everybody gets on for a reason, whether they want to disclose it or not, but they're attempting to change something, right? They're going to
Mm-hmm.
gather up people who agree with them, so they're trying to change the amount of people it's in their circle that agree with them, or they're trying to get people who was thinking another way to agree with the way they think. Everybody is constantly trying to change someone in every facet of their life.
Yep.
Now, the intention behind that change is what the issue should be.
Right.
Why? Are you trying to build a powerful crew or a following, or are you trying to generally impact your community in a positive way? And a lot of these lives, like you're talking about, they're not trying to impact in a positive way. They're just gathering people up for the likes, for the flows. And you know what? I'm gonna say something crazy, and I'm gonna just figure out how many people are gonna agree with this crazy stuff. You
Right.
know, that's all they're doing, right? And when I watch these lives, I'm like, what is wrong with these people, man?
Objection.
They're look, and I agree. There's different methods to the madness, right? But when you watch somebody who's been running their lives for months to no end, the same topic over and over and over again, I'm forced to ask, what the hell is the point of you being on here? Now there's a point where you're trying to hurt people.
Mm.
You're not trying to help people. You're trying to hurt people.
Trying to
Is
hurt
what
them.
you're doing.
Right.
Because if you're trying to help people, here's what you recognize. In your life, you would identify those that are responding to the insight you've given, and you would have made a more personal connection to them,
Mm-hmm.
and help them. And you'd be content with helping a few people get to that certain point. But yet, you're cycling people through. Let me run another live, get 1,000 people in here. Let me get another like, get another 500 people. Because you know why? Because it's paying you. That's why you're doing it. You're not doing it because you want to help people. You're doing it to help yourself.
Right.
You know,
I like
King,
that.
that point's a perfect point where we're talking about when people can invest in themselves. Investing in yourself is not always money. It's investing in the time that you spend, what you're doing with your time, what you're doing with your family, what you're doing with the people around you. The value that is brought to you is not brought to nobody else, but the value that you give yourself. You are an investment in yourself. So if people are relying on TikTok people to provide to them a way of living or monetary things, all of that is really just temporary. You know, because those relationships or those conversations, they don't last long. People get bored. People get tired of the arguing. People get tired of the confrontation, and then they move on to the next. And move on to the next. And so now you didn't invest any time into yourself. You lost yourself in that process.
Word. That's why
you have to invest. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I like the way he said, and I be saying that too. And that's something I came to realize a while ago, though. About because I'm trying to get people out the selfish mentality. Of course, a lot of stuff start with self, right? But my thing is, I think we get ourselves together to, like you said, to impact the next person. All of us is impacting each other in some type of way. To not have that mentality that we're not trying to better the next person, or we just trying to only better ourselves. That's it's kind of selfish, right? I mean, because it's realistic, but I do believe that we build ourselves up, or we pour over what we got that's within us. That's something we do. That's just like, I do understand not checking somebody and you ain't even check yourself, but it's obvious that, I mean, if you checking yourself, you know, we got to help the next person. That's just how it is. I don't think, and I was mentioning that all the way earlier, that this life is not just for us. Because if it was the case, like, we'd be able to live unlimited. You know, our life is limited, is depending on how we impact our children, the next person we talk to, or how, you know what I'm saying? Just like, okay, we want to say Martin Luther King. He did his stuff. He impacted so many people, right? We still talk about him to this day, right? But he did his time, right? I mean, it didn't go as long as he wanted to, but he did. We are here. That's what I mean. We are here to impact one another. It's not just for self. How much we gonna build ourselves up until we start helping the next person, right?
Well, I think the challenge is
got a lot of time.
People don't keep it. Oh no, go ahead, King. Go ahead, King.
Now, you got a lot of nothingness in your life if all you doing is getting on these platforms to just run your mouth. Like now y'all seen my live. We are genuinely trying to help business owners. We are doing it. And we don't get influenced by the feedback of people. We study, we spend time, we come on there specifically. And to prove our point, we went ghost for months to show it was not about us trying to build some popularity. It's really about us genuinely helping people. Because what happened is once we collected enough people that wanted our help, we dedicated the time to helping them. It wasn't about being an influencer and growing your brand so big on the TikTok platform. No, we came out that service purpose and did what we're supposed to do. Now we back. And when I don't see people in and out of there, when you can consistently be on a platform without taking the time to go and help people, I start questioning your motive.
Well, and you, King, and even Kev, just what you do, even what you do outside of TikTok is not what I'm in a helping field. I have to work with clients and students and everybody all day long, every day, every single day. If I'm not good and if I'm not golden, how can I help present a better understanding or better resources or better life to these people? You got to be on your own good grounding in order for other people to actually even believe you or know you. You can't just spit the bullshit anymore. People read through bullshit.
I look at another thing is that's like a person saying, I'm getting so rich, right? I get so much money and stuff to build up so much money, but then like when you gonna share? I mean, not saying that you obligated or have to, but you should, out of the kindness of your heart, you should want to help the next person. I think that we are built in love and care anyways. I don't think we just meant to only just, care for ourselves or, all this stuff. Like, I think you should feed the next hand. Like, all of us, I'm pretty sure our maker, if people even believe in a maker or God, I'm pretty sure he made us that way. I don't think he made us to be selfish, right? I don't think it's that way. Even though we
Right.
live in life for self, I just don't think it was that way. Because like, why have all this money to not spread it? Unless you only just care about yourself. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and sometimes it's not money though. A lot of people think, oh, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? No, sometimes somebody just needs time. They just need your
Yeah.
time to sit down and either
Right.
talk to, or they need time for you to invest. Hey, can you watch my kids so I can go fill out this job application so I can go to this interview? Like sometimes it's just time. The time is an investment too. You know, there's
Yeah.
so many different things. Everybody wants to talk about money, 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 money. No, there are people out there that will tell you how to protect your money,
What?
like King, or like we've got people out there. Not everybody knows everything, and like we always talk, it takes a village to raise everybody. Sometimes you got to go to somebody else to be able to give you the resources or give you the knowledge that you didn't know if you didn't have it.
Right.
People are afraid to ask for help nowadays because
Yeah.
people
'Cause they
judge
think they
them
can do it
for the
all on
help
their
that they
own.
need. Or they think they can do it all on their own, or they think
And I
that
be
that
having to
person
fight that.
is going to judge them. Yeah, I did
That
too for a
ego,
long
man. You be
time.
like,
I'm
nah, I'm
married.
good. I don't need help. You know what I'm saying? I gotta grow up. That's
I
one of
got
my
this.
things I gotta work on. I gotta work on that.
I
Like,
think that's a
I
man.
know.
I think that's a man thing, though. I really do think that's a man thing.
That's a people thing. Look, let me tell you why I say it's a people thing. Because oftentimes, like at least in what I do, right, you have tons of people. Their reason for not soliciting help is because of what somebody did to them in the past. They're hurt,
Right.
Mm,
and they don't ever accept. I love Kevin always talk about accountability. They don't ever accept responsibility and accountability that maybe you didn't know how to find the right person and you chose the wrong person, right? And once you've had enough experience with the wrong person, you should educate yourself on who the right person is and continue looking for help. But instead, I don't want any help from anybody because the pool of people in the world is large, but my representation of experience is small. It's 0.0001%, but that's everybody. And now they sit there stagnated without letting anybody help them. Meanwhile, the
mm,
qualified people sitting there like, I don't know what they're talking about. That's not what we do.
mm-hmm.
That's not how we do things. You had bad. I look at this. My bad relationships in the past was my fault. That's how I got past that, right?
Then you,
I didn't know how to choose the right people. I didn't know how to identify what was
Facts.
good for me. I didn't know me. So you know what? I
but that's
realized that my
victim
interaction
blaming.
with people is like a chemistry
That's victim
set.
blaming.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
it's a chemistry set, right? It's like I watched this, right? You could be in a relationship with somebody and it could be bad. You can get out the relationship and they be with somebody else and like, dang, why they wouldn't like that in this relationship? It's because y'all was a bad reaction. Y'all didn't realize y'all was not compatible like you're supposed to be.
Mm,
It wasn't their fault. It was a miscalculation of yourself because you were knowledgeable on what it took to be in a relationship. So move
mm.
forward. And that same thing it exists in jobs, it exists in career choices, it exists in life. You perhaps just in theory, maybe you didn't know what the hell you was doing or what you was looking for.
Right.
That
And
take too
a
much.
lot
That
of
hurt their
people
soul when
don't.
you say that. I didn't know what I was doing. How you gonna tell me?
Right. A lot of people won't seek help because of that, because they're afraid that they're going to be judged on what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you didn't know what you was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I'll be the first to tell you. I'm on my third marriage. The first two, I had no
Come here.
clue what the hell I was doing.
Dang. And right, that's being honest, man. That's trial and error. I mean, life is meant to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Can't feel
I'm
bad about
still
our
now.
decisions we made because we made them. It is what it is. We gotta live with it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're in a better state of mind and better place now, that's all that really matters. The outcome. As long as the outcome or you know what I'm
Right.
saying? As long as you got a better results and you learn what you learn of it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Now you got a testimony to tell, so you can prevent the next person from not going through the same thing. That's just all. That's how it is. And nobody perfect. Man.
We scared to learn
And that's what
things.
I was saying earlier. Nobody's perfect. And a lot of these arguments that we see on TikTok and everything is everybody telling you how you should be, when you need to figure out how you should be, you
Oh,
know?
to
And
that
they're
part.
not even living the same way that they tell you how to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's nothing bad about should. I mean, they telling like somebody what you supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
They're
And that,
giving you
but I
options.
mean,
They're giving you
yeah,
options.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, because we could say it should work or something like that, but it don't mean it's necessarily gonna work. It's just literally
That part.
hoping the best or what people think the best results is. That's all it is. It's just up to us to how we
It,
gonna take it, right?
it's
But
practical
nobody forcing
information.
nobody.
It's
Uh,
all practical information. Like when
yeah.
you could tell people like based a lot of times if you ever hear me talk when I start getting personal, I say based on my experience. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not
I
telling you
got
that
you.
because the key to it working for me was me. I
Right.
can tell you what to do, but if you don't apply it the same way I do, you might not get the same results.
Mm-hmm.
It gets deeper than just the actions. It's like the mindset behind it.
Yeah, I feel you. One quick second. Don't leave, y'all. Don't leave. I know y'all be like leaving and stuff. I'm just 2 seconds.
This is why I'm trying to, because there are many influencers out there that even speak on what Kevin's speaking on, what King is speaking on. Every time I go live, and I've only been live twice, I get blocked. But I do have my podcast mic, and I am working on my podcast right now. But I just had to pull different influencers. So I will be working on that. Hopefully, I'll get that kicked off by August. And King, I tried to. I emailed AT&T, and I was like, "Why are you guys still charging me for a website that's not working?" So I had to get
Right.
that all in order so that I can connect it with you and how we make that structure. Because everything that Kev spreads, everything that a lot of us influencers that are really out there trying to help people grow and trying to just help people in general, just trying not to let them lose that hope, because we all know
Right.
society is really jacked up right now. We just know. We just know.
Right.
It's there's so much truth out there. Everybody wants to argue about, how do you argue about a relationship or argue about who should do what and who should do that when when you haven't even built one within yourself in order to be able to give back to somebody else, to even be able to accept where they're coming from. Sometimes we got to dumb ourselves down so that we can help people,
Absolutely.
because they're not on the same level. Not everybody is on the same level. Or like, oh, you
That,
should
that,
already know this by now. But you don't know where they
that,
came from. You don't know what they
look,
experienced, what they went through.
they don't, and that's why you got to be, and that's why when I get into the I do personal development coaching, and I'm very careful with people because once you start unpeeling back the layers, of course you're the level beyond me. Like I had a client I was working with last week, and when certain things she told me, I said I need you to talk to your therapist about that. And once you start discovering what people went through, it should teach you how to handle people. It should teach you how to deal with them from a more empathetic perspective or standpoint. And you don't see the one thing. Look, I love social media as part of what I do and what I for a living. But I also have things I don't like, and I see a lot of unempathetic people on these platforms. That's when you're going to see me get very aggressive. If I'm in a room and the person's being unempathetic, you're going to see me become very, very aggressive in my response, because as much as I believe that people should be at this level, everyone's not there. And part of that is because I have a therapist. My therapist talks about the pain gap all the time. Like, make sure you're not trying to assume that somebody's going to be on the same level of thinking you are as far as expectations versus where they are, because you're going to spend a lot of time frustrated with that. And I've learned to just say, hey, this is what they are. Let's work with them there, instead of trying to pull everybody to where I'm at. And most of the lives I see, it's always somebody trying to pull somebody where they're at, especially in their. Look, one thing is, I talk about business. When we start talking about people's personal decisions, that's a whole nother animal. A whole nother animal.
Oh,
You
yes.
really, you're
Oh,
wrecking
yes.
people. I'll be sitting there like, y'all need to talk to a therapist for talking about that topic. Y'all going too deep.
And you know what's crazy, King? Even as being a therapist and then working with students and then working with clients, I have some that will come to me and be like, I need some advice. And I always tell them, I don't give advice. I can't tell you how to live your life. I'll
Right.
ask you some questions. My goal, my job is to allow you some time to be able to process it so that you can start figuring things out. So you're not over internalizing, so that you can build this thing within yourself that is going to allow. One thing that we cannot do when it comes to emotions is we cannot carry other people's emotions with us. We already got our
Right.
own.
That's right. That's right. That's a heavy thing to carry.
It's a lot of baggage.
I don't even attempt it. I'm like you're responsible for your own
Yeah.
emotions. I can't handle that.
Well, and I always say you can't fight someone else's demons. I don't know where your emotions came from. Your emotions came from an iceberg underneath water that I wasn't even in.
Yes, indeed.
You know, so it's just, I love the life coach thing. Like I haven't expanded there. I'm about ready to, because I'm so busy right now working like 16-hour days. I'm trying to make that
Right.
transition, but there was still a lot of work in my personal life that I'm still working on to try and do, so that I'm level-headed. You know, so I'm not
Right.
making impulsive decisions or doing anything crazy, or detrimenting myself or my family. That's my thing.
That's good. Look, from the one thing I do when I sign a client under contract for coaching is I make sure they understand the difference between a psychologist, psychiatrist, a therapist, and a life coach. I draw clear boundaries and lines and tell them that, look, I am simply a guide and accountability partner. That's basically what I am. I'm going to, because I equate it to sports teams, right? The coach is on the sideline. We're going to write the playbook. We're going to tell you how to run the play.
Uh-huh.
We're going to give you some skills to develop it.
I do
But when
that
the
too.
game starts, I am not on the field. You are on the field. You're going to have to make some decisions. And if you get tackled, that's your fault. I'm on the sideline. I done told you how to run the play. And if you don't run the play the way it's supposed to be, or make the audibles decides the way you need to, you don't hold me accountable. I need you to accept responsibility for the outcomes. But I'm on the outside looking in, so I can see bigger and broader than you a lot of times based on experience.
I'm
Because
back
I want to
in
know
all
all
the
of
Right,
it.
time.
right. The base. And that sounds a lot like it sounds like parenting. It's just like with parenting and with families and stuff. It's like we as parents, or as mentors, we have to show these kids, hey, this is what you could do, this is what you should do, this is what you might want to do. But we also have to allow them to make their own decisions and to make their own choices, so that they learn on their own. Because that wasn't a direct experience into us, that was a direct experience to them.
Right. Exactly.
It honestly really is simple. If you actually really like boil things down, it can be so simple. And I think a lot of people just broaden these perspectives and make it complicated and create this
Yeah.
chaos, because it sticks with the same division, to where it
Facts.
divides a person within themselves. There's so much division that we have in society, whether it's culture, whether it's race, whether it's religion, whether it's God, whether it's your orientation, no matter, or whether it's our politics. There's so much division that is being that distracts us from
Go to bed,
actually
Paulie.
being a whole self, of a whole self. Who are you as a whole? Like Kev, you were talking about earlier, like being the better you. Like, how do you know you're a better you if today hasn't ended? Like,
Right.
the
Exactly. Exactly. You got an option to be better every day, man. And ain't no such thing as the best you either. You know what I'm saying? You can always be better than your best. You know what I'm saying? If you want to
Look,
put yourself and limit yourself and say this was the best me, that's your way, how you want to do it then. I
Kev, I
refuse to
got a
do
friend.
that.
I got a friend. This was his quote, and he said this on a religious basis. He said, "Operating at your best, you could do better." That
Oh,
was
most
his thing.
definitely. I feel that
He
though.
always said
Operate
that.
at your best.
yes,
But don't say
yep,
that
He
this
always
is
said
your
that.
best. You know what I'm saying?
And he did that. He agreed with what you're saying. It's just the way he hit it out there.
Oh yeah.
Operating at your best, you can do better. And look, I cook on my spare time,
I
right?
like that.
And my
I
wife
like
my wife
that. You can
teases
do
me,
that.
right? She
Cool.
say that I mess around and make a gumbo like, "What is my best one yet?" She's like, "Yeah, you said that about the last one." And that's my thing.
Right, you see what I'm saying? Right, stuff like that.
Exactly.
You don't want to say stuff like that. This is my best experience, or
Right,
this is my. You want to limit yourself, right? And or you set
right.
yourself up disappointed because you feel like it ain't no better than this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But
Yeah,
you
I
should. I
always,
like that.
I
Operate
always
your best so
say,
you could be better. I love that one. That's
yeah, because
exactly it.
it's like you're your best so far. So far. There's still more to go to be better. So far,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
You're
know.
constantly evolving. You'll never
Yes.
be your best ever. Actually, you'll never be your
Nope.
best. Matter of fact, your best you'll never discover your best until you done went till you done had your eulogy read. I'm trying to
Right.
get around TikTok, right? Once your eulogy read, that was your best. Whatever you ended with is your
Right.
best.
Oh, I get you.
Well, I think what a lot of people lose sight in is gratitude. All these arguments, all these confrontations, all these divide. A lot of people lose sight of, hey, we're all still here. What are we grateful for? What did we actually do today that actually made a difference? What did we actually do tonight? And when we wake up in the morning, hey, okay, God, I got another day. Who am I going to influence? Who can I make an impact on? What do I need to do for myself to make it a little bit better and make it a little bit easier? Well, everybody wants to focus on what's not going right rather than focus on what's going right. Your weaknesses are always going to be there.
Hmm.
Your strengths are what we need to actually indulge in. Our strengths. What did you do right? You know, a lot of people have this inner dialogue. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Well, what did you do that was good today
Right.
for
Uh,
yourself
Right.
or for
did you
somebody
try your
else?
best before you say you're not good enough?
Uh-huh.
That would make sense, kid. Come on.
It's crazy because a lot of
Right.
people are
Hold on,
living.
y'all.
Oh, go ahead. So how you been, King? How's the family?
Oh, I've been doing good. The
That's,
girls are always growing. They're very intelligent, so they keep me on my toes.
of course.
Keeps me on my toes. But yeah, everybody's doing good. Wife is taking on a new endeavor in the real estate investment
Okay.
while I'm doing the business. So our big plan to build legacy as a family is coming to fruition. And that requires each person finding how they can contribute to the ultimate plan of legacy. So my wife discovering what she really wants to do in her angle in life. While she's getting her master's in education too. So which actually
Okay.
contributes to my daughter's level of ability. She works with them, and it's phenomenal. But just when the whole family comes to the point when you understand what's my role in this legacy building thing, it's good. And that's where we're at right now. We're at this discovery point in which everybody's figuring out, hey, what I want to do. So I'm gonna have a lot of conversation with my son, my 17-year-old, about what he wants to do, and he's trying to figure that out. So I told him we got a year. Tick-tock, clock's ticking.
The clock is always ticking.
Oh, right, and that's the big thing for him. He's 17, and society and the economy is not moving like it used to. It's moving very, very fast. So it's
Right,
like you don't
right.
have that luxury of I'm 17, so I'll figure it out. No, you got to figure it out, bro. because the competitive market out there for employment and opportunity to make money is very challenging for them nowadays.
Right. Well,
So
remember
you
back.
gotta start figuring it out.
Well, remember back in the day when I was 15, I had a job at Kentucky Fried Chicken at 15. Nowadays, our kids at 15 and 16 can't find those jobs
Oh
because
no.
people our age have them.
Yeah.
People our
Right.
age have those jobs. It's crazy.
And those jobs are going to be replaced too. That's why I don't take people focus on that. Technology and AI is replacing those jobs, and part of it is because of the poor service that's been there. You know, some people get mad about it. Say, "Well, you can go to tons of places and you can see you had a bad experience," and the restaurant takes the blame for it. They don't. Nobody names, you know, Kylie, who was bad at the window. They blame the restaurant. They blame Chick-fil-A. They blame Popeyes. They blame McDonald's. So these businesses are trying to take the blame off of them because they can't control everything. So even those jobs are going to disappear because automations in electronics are going to take place there. So it's like, what are you going to do? You got to think bigger than that now. Fast food is our first jobs.
Yep. It's not anymore. It's not anymore. I walked into a restaurant, like a McDonald's. I was traveling a couple years ago, and I had to order my McDonald's from like a robot, like basically like a menu and stuff. And and I walked into the restaurant. It wasn't like drive-through.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They got it. They got to set up the drink machines automated. The register is like self-checkout is basically. So it's crazy. It's not crazy, but it's there in our face. You know, the future's here.
Well, I think that's why a lot of humans, a lot of people have lost how to communicate with people. People don't know how to communicate with people because everything is so fast-paced. You can order anything through Amazon. You don't have to deal with some person or someone. People are actually avoiding people. And me, I'm a people person. I want to be around people. I think that makes the biggest impact. The biggest impact is when you're in person. That's when you can give somebody a hug. That's when you can actually embrace somebody and actually give your facial expressions. We lost a lot of that during, you know what? You know, the couple years of the downtime. You know, people got to know themselves. They got to know the people they're around, or they just internalized everything and they shut themselves down out of the world.
Absolutely. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened, is that period of time that happened, it forced people into this box, and it helped some people to be liberated, and it actually confounded some people. Some people realized that some of my dependencies were not necessary. So let me free myself. And the other ones found themselves, if you were already in an isolated mindset, you find justification to stay that way instead of expanding your horizon. So it worked. It was twofold for a lot of people.
It is twofold. And what I've seen coming from the university I work at, and then the clients that I work with separately, what I've seen is a lot of them want to avoid the social interaction with like professors or with people. So they're like, I just want online classes. I'm like, you have to understand, this is not an online school. And I work in the disabilities department where you got to accommodate them. They want it based upon, well, because I suffer from this, because I do this, I can't make it function. My goal is I want to teach you how to function in society so that you can survive.
Right.
There has to be some sort of survival mechanisms that you have to have, whether it's with money. It all boils down to the components of intimacy. You can be intimate with somebody, or intimate with the system, intimate with whatever, your physical, your mental, your spiritual, your emotional, and your financial. It's those top 5 things. We got to have everything in order. Everything needs to be in order. Everything's out of order because everybody's argumentative or divided. And when I see so much division, I boil it down to what is dividing that person within themselves. Why are they questioning their own value? Why are they questioning their own understanding? What is it that they never got to bring out of them? Because I believe that there are things that lie within people that are dormant.
And you know, the thing is, I think, you know, what's happened is we live in a society, and this happened over a course of many, many years, where we've built this system that's based on repetition. My wife and I talk about it all the time as far as the education system, what it's designed for. And we've taught people to not value their independence or their what they bring to the table as an individual person. We're taught to replicate things. So at a point in which, if you replicated things amongst 10 people, that's one thing. But now you're replicating against thousands. So now you start saying, well, where's my value? And people are not find they don't have value or identity. So there's a lot of confusion, a lot of mental health issues, a lot of frustrations. And now being forced to go back to the drawing board. Like, everything I've been taught means nothing. Now what? And it's going to take a lot of it's going to take a lot of therapists and coaches to really guide people into the future. And I love when I hear people who talk about how important life coaching is, therapy is, to help people find their ways, because as complex as the world's become because of the lack of individuality, now we're facing a point in which you're gonna have the haves and have-nots for real across the globe, and it's gonna be very few that have, and it's gonna be a whole lot that have not, and the chaos that's gonna come from that is astronomical, and I fear it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, so some people are not even allowed um, that time or space, or they don't even give it to themselves. They would rather be on TikTok arguing than, hey, you might want to go outside and have a cup of water and sit in the sun for a minute, you know? Like, sit with yourself for just a moment, you know? Bring some value to you by yourself.
That's a whole nother topic. People don't know how to value who they are because most people spend their time trying to be somebody else. We're in the era of influencers, right? Influencers are setting the tone for who you should be, and they don't realize that influencers wearing a mask. They're being what's necessary to get the job done. That doesn't always mean that's who they are. It's like believing that you watch a good movie, or you watch Mission Impossible, and you believe that that's Tom Cruise's life. That's how he lives his life. He is acting. If that's your model, then you're
Right.
building it off of something false to begin with.
Yep. 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 And well, like you were talking about a little bit about identity, you know, if you think about it, a lot of us are robbed of our identity at a very young age. Actually, when we were born. When we're
Right.
born, we're told who we are. We're told what color we are. We're told what family we come from. We're told from all this definition of who we are when what we come from is who we are. And then you're told, oh, from like 0 to 5, oh, it's so cute you do this. It's so cute you do that. Oh, you can think the way you think. And then you get 5 and you go into kindergarten. And what does the system tell you? No, you got to sit down. You got to learn this way. This is your creativity. This is what I'm going to allow you. We lose our identity in the system, and we also lose our
Right.
identity in the family.
And that right there is a big topic that my wife and I talk about the education system. Is believe it or not, one of my favorite movies when it comes to understanding society has got to be Divergent. I love the movie because
Yeah.
they do something very unique. Is
Oh,
they
what's it
let you
called?
develop
What's it called?
Divergent.
Oh,
So there's a
yeah, like
series.
neurodivergency. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah. So I know you were speaking on the divergent. I work with a lot of community that is neurodivergent. And I think all our brains function different. Everybody's brain function is different. Everybody's emotions are different. It can come from a horoscope, or it can come from experiences. It can come from your family. It comes from what you've been taught about God. There's so many different aspects that come into it. So many different divisions. You know, I don't know. I just believe that there's a better way that people can come together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's to, I agree 1,000%. It's to understand that we are wired differently, and then the other part is to have a healthy respect and appreciation for how we're wired. Even if somebody's not wired like you, that's one of the big issues. If you're not like me, then something's wrong with you, and that's what our society teaches most people. If you can't get this grade, then you're not as smart as this person. The reality is there's different levels of intelligence and focuses. We're all wired different to some degree. And then what you do is, to grow as a community, you couple with those that you're wired like, and you build community, but you should have a healthy respect and appreciation for those that are not wired like you. Because no matter how I'm wired, somebody's wired a different way and have another perspective that I don't normally see because of the way I'm wired.
And you just proved a good point, King, because one thing I tell my clients or my students or anybody that I'm working with, I was like, look, I learn more from you than you even realize. I learn more from people coming from different experiences than I knew from the education system, than I knew from my degrees, than I knew from my own experiences.
Yes.
Other people from their own experiences give me a different light into life. The fact that I can accept them and understand that we all were built with a different DNA. So if you have a different DNA, you're going to definitely have some different ideas, different mindsets, and you have different experiences. If I can't accept that or realize that, then I'm stuck in an ego. And I love what my clients spread to me, what my students tell me. And that's probably why I've been so successful, is because I actually learn more from them than I'm trying to guide them. Like, it's so weird. It's like
you embody the classic statement we and one of my buddies talk about, and we live by this motto: to teach once is to learn twice.
Yes.
You learn more in the teaching capacity than you do than the learner themselves. It's like when they start engaging you, it's like, it forces your brain to start critically thinking and assessing stuff and shifting perspectives. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. That's what I love about the teaching component.
Yes.
And they give me feedback and they ask questions or they challenge things. I'm having to search within my knowledge base to learn even more.
Right, and the challenge that we see, like in the TikTok lives and everything, is everybody wants to compare everybody's trauma, which in turn is you are now comparing somebody else's experience with yours, and now you're going to be on the defense. Oh, well, I went through this, but I didn't go through that, and you went through this, and I didn't go through that. What does it matter? Does it matter? How can you not if you don't know how to accept where somebody else has come from, then you have not dealt with the acceptance and acknowledgement of what you've been through.
And one of the things I always talk about, right, is that comparison. Comparison only leads to one of two directions. When you compare yourself to anyone else, you're going to choose one of two routes. You're going to believe you are better than that person, or you're going to believe you're worse than that person. And neither one of those directions are healthy for your development. So comparison is not the way to ever be. The only person you could ever compare yourself to is yourself. Yourself yesterday. Yourself from 10 years ago.
Yep. Comparison leads to competition. Comparison leads to competition. It's like, oh, well, you got me on this. It's that tit for tat. That's why some relationships and some marriages don't work, is because, like, well, you did this for me and I did that for you. It's like, wait, no, you can do this and I'm not even capable of doing that. So, okay, you handle this, and you're able to do this, and you're able to do that. That's how you make a team effort. No linebacker goes against his own defensive team. Like, you know what I mean? You can be on the defense and still make it work.
Hey, lovely. So, tell Kev I gotta bounce. As my time is up, I'm gotta go
I
spend
know, I
time
was
with the
getting ready
family.
to bounce too because I got to get my schedule
Yeah.
together for this week. I got a long 16 hours a day.
Yes,
16 hours a
indeed.
day I'm going to be working. Yeah, it's going to be powerful, but I'm proud of you and I appreciate you and Dwayne for everything that you do. I'm still on your guys' mix. I'm still working through my website and all that. I'm just maxed out at clients right now and
Yes.
still trying to manage the business at the same time, just all by myself, but I'm
If you get
trying
a
to
break,
trying to keep it.
this week and you got some time, email me, text me, call
I think
me,
I did
message me.
email you. I did
Yeah,
email
my
you like
sister. Yeah, my sister reached out to you and she never got a response.
okay, well, I'll double check. And I think I did email her back. Hold on, let me.
Yeah. Now I gotta introduce my own self in here.
Welcome back to the live. Oops.
Welcome back to the live. It's Kev
Okay. Well, thank
back
you,
in
King,
the
and I'll
building.
reach out again. We'll get
Cool
on
deal, my
this.
friend.
I promise.
All
What
right,
happened?
Kev, I got the road, brother. Time to get up out and move on to the next thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, my brother, man. Appreciate you, man.
All
Thank you,
right.
King. As
Appreciate y'all.
always, love to the family, blessings to the family.
Same,
Oh yeah,
likewise, my
man.
friend.
For sure. Somebody was sizzling something real quick. That man, making me hungry around here. It making me hungry around here. Yeah. What's been going on? What I miss out on, man? Did I miss out on some gems? Had to take care of something
Yeah,
real
you
quick,
did. I
man.
hope you recorded
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, it's getting recorded, man. It's on YouTube. I hear. Well, it's gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah,
So yeah. I had a good live last night too, though.
that's good. That's good. I saw the one live that you had the other dude on there that I think his house like burnt down or he was
Mm.
going through some insurance things and he was just really thankful that your live kind of,
Oh yeah,
kept his
yeah, yeah.
spirit up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
that's
was
my
the other
boy.
day.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
boy, Mr. P, man. Yeah, I didn't know that
yeah.
was going on, man. That's why I said it show, and that just opened my eyes more that, the stuff that the purpose of me being on here is actually happening and stuff, and to give me more motivation to try to, try harder,
Right.
man. That's my goal is to help as many people as I can for real. Even the ones that
Mm-hmm.
don't think they need to be helped and stuff. So it's just,
That part. That part.
I realized that myself. I'm like, I didn't think I needed help. Of course, that was ego telling me, like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing in my life. I ain't that bad. I ain't really in my feelings and stuff. To really figure out that way I was talking and the way I was moving was because I was in my feelings. I just never,
Mm-hmm.
never, never was honest with myself. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
We can't fake it off and act like a breakup didn't mess us up. You know what I'm saying? Because you can
Hell
hear how a
yeah.
person talk the next day. Yeah, it is what it is. But we know motherfuckers gonna be motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Just like, why you talk like you was not talking like
Right.
that some days ago? As you projecting, nah.
Exactly.
That's, uh, that's funny. That is us, man. We don't
Well,
want to
I know
admit,
that
man.
that yeah. Well, that's that saying like you were talking about earlier, and even me and King expanded on that is like just helping people. Sometimes you got to help one person at a time, and you got to kind of let them handle it. And we can't help everybody, we can't save everybody, but at
Nope.
least you can plant the seed.
You can plant the seed, right?
Like at
That's the only
least plant
thing.
the seed.
I think that even said that in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? When a person don't want to hear you,
It
you say your
does.
part. You don't force nobody, and you just move on, right? That's just all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hope the worst on them
Exactly.
and say that they stupid and all this. No, you ain't got to do all that, man. Just realize
Right.
people, it's gonna resonate with it when it's supposed to resonate with them. You know what I'm saying? So all we
Mm-hmm.
can do is care and move on. You know what I'm saying? Put in what we can.
Mm-hmm.
If it work, it don't. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. At least we tried.
Yeah.
But being
Because
mad
if you
because it
make
didn't be because we wasn't successful with it, just, you know what I'm saying? That you don't want to be like that.
Well, if you make somebody feel bad for where they're at in life, you're just digging into their insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
You're digging into their misunderstanding of life. You're not helping them if you're making them feel bad for what they already went through. That's why a lot of people don't seek help. A lot of people don't want help because they lack trust in the fact, like, is this person really going to help me, guide me through this, or be patient? A lot of people are not patient anymore. They're just
Mm-hmm.
not patient. Everybody wants things right now. They're
Yep.
impulsive. That's why there's a lack of commitment in relationships. There's a lack of commitment with people with jobs. Everybody just gets bored easy and they just want to move on. They don't know how to settle. They don't even know
Mm-hmm.
how to settle.
Exactly what it is. They feel like that's a bad thing. People even get, I don't want to be bored and all that stuff. Like, that's the best thing you can get. People not even living and
Oh,
stuff because they want to have so much fun and they like, you know what I'm saying? Happiness, I be telling people about happiness, like, bro, that don't mean it's a good thing all the time. People get happiness out of stuff that ain't healthy for them. They get
hmm
happiness out of toxic situations, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, the
that's
happiness thing,
temporary
it
happiness.
varies.
It's temporary.
Yep.
There's happiness that's temporary. Contentment
Right.
is more lifelong, or peace.
Joy.
You know, yeah, joy. And that's what I was saying earlier. Is like everybody wants to talk about everything bad that's going on. Even if you look at like good scripture or good philosophical or theological stuff, or there was a lot of joy that actually came in life.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to focus on like the good. That's why I was like, we got to
Right.
wake up every day and be grateful. If you focus on what you're grateful for, maybe you won't stay stuck in a rut about what you're fearing or what your lack of control of. We can't control every outcome that comes in our life. What we're trying to do is prepare for it so that we know how to react or respond, so we don't carry everybody's emotions or egos or everything with us, so that we can still
Mm-hmm.
be content and go to help the next person. Go help the next person. There's how many billions of people on this planet?
Boy.
I mean, just a sweet gesture. That's what I said earlier. Like, keep it simple. Just a sweet gesture to your customer service rep who gave you your coffee. Just a sweet gesture to somebody who, or like a homeless person on the street. Just like, hey, and some people will judge and be like, well, he's probably going to go buy beer. And so, and so,
Right.
and so.
Let them make that decision. You still gave out the
Yeah,
kindness of your heart.
exactly. I don't like when people do that, because then you're looking for appreciation for doing
Mm-hmm.
something out of the kindness of your heart, but then you're judging that person for what they did with what you gave them. How does
Right.
that work?
Exactly.
It makes no
I
sense.
found myself
It's
doing it a few times too, and I can own up to that though. But all of us, I think we did it
yeah,
at some point.
yeah. I think all
But
of us did it.
it's just
I
we
think
need to
all of us
change
did
it.
it.
Yeah. I've been like that too though. Like what if they spend my money on, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, whatever. I'm doing it out the
Hmm
kindness of my heart, and that's all that really matter though. It don't matter about what they do with it or not. I'm not about to pocket watch them, even though it's my money, but I'm not about to say, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Is you really gonna get a bus and take it there, or you just using it to buy this? You know what I'm saying?
hmm
At the same time,
Yeah,
it's depend on the intentions behind it too, because I don't want them to buy something that affect them even
right.
worse or hurt them. I don't want to contribute to that either. But I mean, it's
Exactly.
just it depends. Like it just depends.
Yeah, because I don't do it all the time. I think it's when just the spirit is working, or says, okay, just hand it over. But it's not my job to determine what they do with it. That's God's job, not
Hmm.
mine.
Right.
You if you're going in there with intentions of like changing their life with $5, you're asking for a lot.
Right. Right.
you
I
know.
did that before too. I be feeling like I made them rich when I give them $5.
For real. And you
Look at
never
that.
know. Maybe they're going to go buy 2 bottles of water. I've bought dog food for homeless people on the street. Well, I bought them a meal and bought dog food for the dog that they had sitting on the side of the street with them. It's like, but
Mm-hmm.
first of all, I didn't post it on social media. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think gifts like that should be gloated. I guess that would be the word. We can't gloat on stuff like that. We can't make it but it also does spread the work of value, because there are a lot of people on this app that are actually just going around handing people clothes and shoes
Mm-hmm.
and sandwiches and food for the homeless, because there's a lot of homeless people out here that actually have very strong spirits, very
Mm-hmm.
strong hearts. You know, they're not all homeless because they want to be homeless. Not all of them are psycho. Not all of them are drug addicts. Some are just, lost in some of their ways, or there's a lack of resources. If I've got resources, I'm going to tell you about those too while I hand you off some shoes or hand you off some clothes. Hey, do you know about this resource? Do you know about this program? Nobody talks about that.
Right. They don't want to talk about that stuff, man. It's too boring for them. It's not fun enough for them. Don't talk about that. That's lame.
Yeah, because not a lot of people know about those.
My. What a night. What a night. It's a long day, man.
Yeah, I'm about ready to hop off. I got to get my schedule ready for this week, and I'm going to be in bed early tonight. These 16-hour days are going to kick my ass.
Boy. Said you be grinding. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but it'll pay off. All that'll pay off, man. That's all it is, man. Do what you can. Don't stress yourself. Just do what you gotta do, man.
Wait, well, you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, Kev,
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
I'll try to catch in some lives throughout the week. I know you're on like what, a 6-dayer?
Yeah, I be on, well, you talking about working?
Yeah, working.
Yeah, 6 days, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I'm at. So, well, enjoy the
I
rest
actually
of your.
speaking of
Oh,
lives, I'm gonna see who lives I can jump in then, just before the night end.
I know
Might
I'm
play
I'm
some
I'm gonna
stuff.
do my schedule while I might jump into some others, but your life, me and
Right.
King, we had a good conversation though, so I hope you
Oh, yeah.
recorded it.
Oh, yeah, it's on there for sure, yeah. Or I gotta make sure I can't glitch it because my thing might mess up. Like, hey, you thought you were saving it. We ain't gonna save it. It's TikTok. I'm not gonna save you. Say no. So
I
yeah,
need to
I
go
cross
back
my
through
fingers
all
every time
my
I end my live. Huh?
I need to go back through everybody that I've ever followed, and I need to really go back and delete a lot of those because the only 2 times that I went live, I got blocked.
Oh my.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm like, I'm not controversial.
Right. They done got
So,
you. Call me ogre. I ain't gonna lie. My first time getting blocked, I was so confused. Like, what the heck? All these people that be going berserk and not getting blocked for laughing.
hmm
Still don't be knowing why I got blocked. Or just because I slipped up a word and it wasn't even towards nobody. It was
hmm
towards myself and it still get. I'm like, bro, come on, be serious.
Yeah, we got this. We're on the same mission, so
Right.
enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will see you later.
For sure, man. You enjoy yours too. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Kev, as always.
Yep. Let's see. Who in here, man? All right, CD, man. I catch you. Tina Marie, I don't even know if she in here, but I catch all y'all, man. I'm gonna hop in some lives and see what I can see up in there, man. See who I'm gonna catch. All right. And I thought I pressed out. I didn't.